She had originally wanted to throw herself in and end it all, but a vortex swept her into another world. When she woke up again, she found herself in an unfamiliar room. The people around her looked dazed, with obvious surgical marks on their bodies. A chill instantly ran down her spine. She thought she should first figure out where this was, then find a way to escape. Suddenly, a fat woman drooling from her mouth leaned in. There were even snot bubbles coming out of her nose. The girl shrank into a ball in fright, while the fat woman stared blankly at her. The girl awkwardly scratched her head and asked where this place was, but the fat woman could only babble and could not form complete words. Her clothes were printed with the slogan of the Beastman Sustainable Development Center. The Beastman girl opened her mouth wide in shock, thinking she had been captured by a mysterious research organization. They were going to turn her into some half-beast, half-human freak. The thought nearly scared her period out of her. Just then, she saw the shadow of a wolf outside the room. She slowly walked up to the shadow and looked at the enormous wolf claws. She stretched out her hand to compare them, feeling as if the wolf was staring at her. The door was pushed open, and she whipped her head around. A fox-like Beastman walked in, with 2 moving ears on his head. The girl was so shocked her jaw almost dropped, and she darted into the crowd. She muttered inwardly. Had she transmigrated into a monster world? It was not humans studying beastmen, but beastmen studying humans. A beastman walked toward her. The girl's heart tightened, and just as she was about to speak, she realized the humans here seemed unable to talk. She was afraid that if she opened her mouth, the beastmen would eat her. She decided she absolutely could not expose herself. At that moment, someone draped clothing over her. He said gently, "Don't be afraid. I'll take you home," then pulled her into his arms. The girl trembled as she looked at the tall, handsome beastman before her. She realized he was the wolf shadow she had seen on the wall. She was wondering why the wolf beastman wanted to take her home. When the fox beastman beside them said, "Brother Wolf, I must remind you that this female is extremely weak. She was originally meant to be sent to the breeding department. Each beastman can only purchase 1 female in his lifetime." The girl froze when she heard this. Had humans in this world been reduced to beastmen's pets? She pinched her own cheek hard. It hurt badly, so this was not a dream. The red-haired fox told the wolf beastman to reconsider. The girl felt as if heaven had opened for her. She did not want to be sent to the breeding department as a birthing machine. So she grabbed the wolf beastman's ears and acted as if she liked him very much. In her heart, she chanted, choose me. I can do everything, and you don't even have to walk me. I'm super easy to care for." The wolf beastman shuddered all over. In fact, he had chosen this frail girl from the very beginning. The girl had been kept in the defective goods area. Most humans here would be sent to the breeding department, provided to beastmen who could not afford females so they could reproduce. The red-haired fox suggested that the wolf beastman search in another area, saying that only the fattest and healthiest females were worthy of him. The wolf beastman waved his hand. "I don't just want fat and healthy. I want one who is smart and can communicate." Just as the fox was worrying, the wolf beastman saw the girl inside the room. He was instantly attracted to her. Through the glass, the girl saw the wolf beastman's shadow. The wolf beastman was startled. "She can see me?" The red-haired fox said, "This is one-way glass. It should just be an unconscious movement." The wolf beastman pressed his hand against the glass, and the girl inside the room also placed her hand on it. The wolf beastman was overjoyed. "She can even communicate with me." Outside the room, the wolf beastman lowered his head, letting the girl knead his ears. The red-haired fox beside him was stunned. No wonder there are sedatives in her body. How can a beastman's ears be casually rubbed in public? "Sedatives?" the wolf beastman asked. The fox replied, "They were probably used to treat some illness." The girl's heart jolted when she heard this. She recalled what had happened before. She was not sick, yet she had been sent to a sanatorium. Now she absolutely did not want to be sent to the breeding department. She had to find a way to make the big gray wolf take her away. So she hugged the wolf beastman tightly and rubbed against him affectionately. She was signaling closeness and trust toward her owner. But the red-haired fox said she had a mental illness. The girl instantly became like an irritated small animal, growling at the red-haired fox to tell him to shut up. The fox was badly frightened. Such strong aggression. This female is too dangerous. The wolf beastman's lips curved upward. "That's only toward you. Hurry and take me to complete the paperwork." The girl breathed a sigh of relief. The red-haired fox was speechless. He could only silently offer his blessing. He wanted to prescribe the girl some sedatives. The girl's heart skipped. If she took too much, she would go bald. While she was thinking of how to deal with it, the wolf Beastman spoke. No need. With me here, no matter how agitated she gets, she won't be dangerous. His eyes were full of indulgence. A warm current rose in the girl's heart. She felt she could trust him. The price for buying the girl was 10,000 contribution coins. The wolf Beastman raised his fist, his expression darkening. The red-haired fox quickly said it was already very cheap. A female with the intelligence of a 5-year-old was worth hundreds of thousands, and only one had been cultivated in nearly a century. The girl was so shocked her jaw almost fell off. What had happened to humans in this place? She decided to keep pretending she could not talk. The red-haired fox said 10,000 contribution coins, not a coin less. The wolf Beastman's eyes darkened. His fists cracked loudly. The red-haired fox turned green with fear and quickly said he would give him a discount. The wolf Beastman waved his hand. No need. To me, she is priceless. The little fox secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Yes, yes. Then have you decided on her name? The wolf Beastman looked at the girl tenderly and pinched her thin cheek. He named her Duo. The red-haired fox praised it as a good name. After completing the paperwork, the wolf Beastman carried Duo home. Unbeknownst to him, a group of beastmen were waiting along the way. They all wanted to join the team of Xiaolang, the wolf Beastman. Xiaolang was one of the top powerhouses in this world. Everyone thought the female he chose must also be top tier. Xiaolang slowly approached while holding Duo. A yellow-haired leopard beastman eagerly went up to him, hoping to join his team. But when he saw Duo, he was dumbfounded. She was as thin as a bamboo pole, with barely any meat on her bones. Everyone was extremely disappointed. The leopard beastman cried out that Duo's quality was too poor, worse than the females in the breeding department. Duo broke out in a cold sweat. All of you get lost! Xiaolang roared at the crowd. The yellow-haired leopard beastman was blasted away on the spot. The others were so frightened that they scattered in all directions. Xiaolang smiled at Duo. It's all right. I can support you on my own. Duo froze. Did raising her cost a lot of money? Xiaolang carried his beloved pet home. Before long, footsteps sounded behind them. His gaze sharpened. He turned around and saw that a beastman had been following him. In this world, humans had been reduced to beastmen's pets. The human girl Duo had been bought by the handsome wolf beastman Xiaolang. However, on the way home, a bear beastman blocked their path. Duo secretly clicked her tongue. What a huge black bear. What did he want with her owner? She instinctively covered her mouth. Oh no, how had she started calling him owner so naturally? Xiaolang looked gloomy and said directly that he did not need a teammate. The big black bear pointed at Duo. She needs care. Xiaolang's eyes narrowed, and he quickly carried Duo away. Duo instantly understood. This bear beastman had come to apply as a nanny. She sighed softly. It seemed this stupid owner was quite poor. No wonder he chose the cheapest pet. But before they had gone far, the big black bear followed again. When they arrived at Xiaolang's residence, Duo was completely stunned. He was not poor. He was stingy. Xiaolang opened the door. A huge pitcher plant came into view. Duo looked curious. She happily toddled forward. The next second, the pitcher plant suddenly stretched out its vines and swallowed her. In a fit of anger, Xiaolang tied up the pitcher plant. Duo was so frightened her soul nearly left her body. She thought, this wolf planted such a dangerous plant at home. Was he trying to train her reflexes? Strangely, there were almost no plants on the streets of this world, yet the air was unusually fresh. Just as she was lost in thought, Xiaolang lifted her thin little face. I'm going to tell you my name now. You must learn it. This is very important. Duo thought a pet even needs to know how to call her owner's name, but then she realized it might be nice to command her owner too. The wolf beastman introduced himself as Xiaolang and told her to repeat it. Duo was about to speak when she suddenly remembered that most humans in this world could not talk. If she repeated it, would that not expose her? She did not want to be dragged off and put on display for the beastmen. She should pretend to be stupid for now. So she acted as if she did not understand and stared blankly at Xiaolang. Xiaolang rubbed her head, thinking he had been too impatient. At that moment, someone delivered Duo's supplies. Xiaolang went out to receive them and told her to play on the bed first. As soon as Xiaolang left, Duo breathed a sigh of relief and flopped onto the bed. That was close. She had almost given herself away. Suddenly, a wonderful feeling surged up. She actually started bouncing on the bed like it was a trampoline. Outside the room, Xiaolang was checking the supplies, hearing loud noises from inside. He thought something had happened to Duo and immediately rushed in at the speed of a bachelor of 200 years. He saw Duo bouncing back and forth on the bed, full of energy. The corners of his mouth lifted unconsciously. It seemed he had chosen correctly. His Duo was truly amazing. But not long after, Duo was panting and collapsed from exhaustion. The next second, she fainted directly onto the bed. Xiaoling hurried forward to check. He found she had merely fallen asleep, so he carried her to the bathroom to wash her. Duo's hand accidentally slipped into the water, and she drowsily opened her eyes, seeing herself lying on the big gray wolf Xiaoling. She was so frightened she retreated again and again. When she touched his fluffy, wet wolf fur, she was so shocked she nearly wet her diaper. She just tried to stand up when, because the wolf fur was too slippery, she stumbled and fell into the bath. Bathwater gurgled into her mouth. Fortunately, Xiaoling lifted her out in time. Otherwise, she would have either choked or drowned. Body wash seeped into her eyes. But Xiaoling merely stared blankly at Duo. The more she rubbed her eyes, the less she could open them. She cursed inwardly. Stupid owner, pets have privacy too. Hurry and rinse me clean, then get out. Blushing with shame, she plunged her head into the water. Xiaoling smiled. Duo was indeed smart. Then he used a shower head to rinse the body wash off her face. He also helped dry her, but Duo still could not open one eye. Seeing it was not rinsed clean, Xiaoling actually licked the corner of her eye with his tongue. Then he lifted her face. It's clean now. Duo's little face instantly turned as red as an apple. She covered Xiaolong's ears and secretly cursed, "Control yourself. Don't let your canine instincts make you lick me." She splashed and stood up. She angrily wanted to leave the bath, but when she looked down, she was dumbfounded. There were obstacles everywhere that were hard to climb over. She knew nothing about this world, even if she could escape this home. The beastmen outside were all as ferocious as wolves and tigers. Without Xiaolong's protection, she would probably be eaten until not even scraps remained. Thinking this, she sat back down in the water. She would probably be eaten until not even scraps remained. Thinking of this, she sat back down in the water. She chanted to herself that she had to stay calm. Was it not just a bath? When she was little, she had bathe dogs too. Seeing that she had calmed down, Xiaoling decided to finish quickly. He soon washed her clean. But when Duo thought of Xiaoling washing her body, and even using a razor to cut her hair short, she became furious. "Big bad wolf, you're in big trouble. I'm going to rebel." Suddenly, she remembered Xiaoling had said that females had to stay clean so they would be less likely to get infected after giving birth. The word birth sent a chill through her. Was he going to make her go on pet blind dates? The wolf Beastman frantically licked and sniffed the corner of the girl's eye, and even helped wash her body. It turned out the girl was the pet he had bought. After the bath, Duo was so hungry her stomach stuck to her back. The wolf beastman, Xiaoling, immediately carried her to eat. She thought she would get a delicious feast. But when she saw the food in the bowl, she was dumbfounded. It was actually wood shavings soaked in water. Her mind filled with complaints. "Stinky wolf, you're actually feeding me with soaked in water." Xiaoling picked up a piece of wood from the table and crunched on it with great relish. Duo was stunned. She had not expected beastmen to feed on wood. Xiaoling took out a pill and handed it over. Duo was instantly filled with fear and buried her head in his firm chest. Did he not say he would not make her take medicine? Had he changed his mind because she had caused trouble? Xiaoling stroked her head. "This is medicine to make you plumper. You're too thin." Duo fell into thought. She remembered that in the past, people had always tricked her by saying pills were candy. But if she refused, she was afraid she would be force-fed. So she came up with a plan. She put the pill in her mouth and opened it for Xiaoling to see. Xiaoling froze. Duo really was smart. It seemed she could understand quite a lot. He did not notice that Duo had already hidden the pill under her tongue. To hide the pill properly, Duo deliberately threw the wood on the table to the ground and made Xiaoling pick it up. While he bent down, she pulled open her collar and hid the pill in her clothes. Xiaoling handed the wood to her. She would rather eat wood than take medicine. But when Xiaoling brought the soaked wood pulp to her mouth, Duo tasted a little and frowned. The scratchy wood shavings were truly hard to swallow. Hearing Xiaoling say fattening medicine had also been added to it, she instinctively spat it out and coughed from choking. It was simply impossible to guard against. She grumbled inwardly. "Don't even think about feeding me into a big fatty. Being too fat isn't healthy at all." If the medicine is mixed into food, she cannot eat it and then spit it out. Duo had no choice but to push the food away and switch on her cute, pitiful, coquettish mode. Unexpectedly, this move really worked. Xiaolang immediately threw away the food in his hand. Duo was secretly delighted. It really worked. Xiaolang's weakness was far too easy to grasp. Just as she was feeling proud, Xiaolang suddenly kissed her on the face. Duo instantly blushed red and covered his mouth. At the same time, the black bear Beastman had been waiting outside Xiaolang's house, constantly thinking about Duo. Seeing Xiaolang carry Duo out, he hurriedly went up to them. He was even carrying big and small bags of luggage. Duo felt a trace of sympathy. It seemed Beastmen had a hard time finding jobs. Xiaolang told the big black bear to leave quickly, saying he did not need a team and would never share Duo with any Beastman. The big black bear reached out to touch Duo, but Xiaolang glared fiercely at him. He instinctively stepped back, but still refused to give up. Xiaolang told Duo to close her eyes first. Then he roared at the big black bear, frightening him into beast form. Seeing that they were about to attack, Duo's heart tightened. They both looked terrifyingly strong. If they really fought, it would be awful. She quickly stepped forward to stop them. Xiaolang soothed Duo. "Don't be afraid. We won't fight." Then he carried her and turned to leave. They arrived at a luxurious shopping mall. Duo finally saw food that humans could eat. She pointed at the fruit on the counter, indicating that she wanted to eat it, full of anticipation for a big dragon fruit. But the salesperson turned around and put the fruit into a microwave, saying it would be done after 3 minutes. Duo was utterly bewildered. What the hell? Fruit had to be roasted. A few minutes later, a steaming roasted dragon fruit came out. Duo could only make do and eat it. It was still better than wood pulp mixed with fattening agents. But the pet clothes on her body were very inconvenient. They were even a one-piece zipper style. Every time she needed the restroom, she found it hard to say. At that moment, the mall's advertising screen sounded. Nourish females with poor physical development. A must-have supplement for families with females. Plumping pill. Duo suddenly understood. The medicine Xiaolang gave her was the same as the one in the advertisement. He had not lied to her. Thinking of how she had never developed normally, this plumping pill was exactly what she needed. She planned to eat the pill hidden in her clothes. Suddenly, a deer Beastman approached. Xiaolang's eyes narrowed. "Who are you?" The deer Beastman trembled and said he was a clothing store clerk. Duo had taken a fancy to a piece of clothing in the store and pointed at it to indicate that she wanted it. Xiaolang immediately took her into the shop to try it on. Trying on clothes made Duo's heart tighten. She thought he definitely would not let her dress herself. She was even more afraid he would find the pill hidden in her clothes and expose the secret that she was pretending to be stupid. She did not want to be sliced up for Beastman research, so she ran out of the clothing store like mad. Someone had bought a human girl as a pet and even fed her plumping pills. Duo had just hidden the pill in her clothes when Xiaolang wanted to change her into new clothes. Duo hurried into the fitting room, wanted to take the pill out, but wearing gloves made her too clumsy and she could not remove the coat for ages. Xiaolang thought she was playing hide-and-seek. He was about to push the door open when he found it locked from inside. Duo broke out in cold sweat. Fortunately, she managed to take off the outerwear. At that moment, the deer clerk brought the key to the fitting room. She had very little time left. Just as the two beastmen were about to rush in, she finally pulled out the pill. Xiaolang opened the door and entered just then. While the lights were off, Duo swallowed the plumping pill. When the lights came on, she had already put her clothes back on, though she was still panting. Xiaolang hurriedly picked her up. He blamed himself for being too bad at caring for females and secretly resolved to learn as soon as possible. He asked Duo if she still wanted to try on new clothes. Duo blinked her big eyes and nodded, indicating she wanted new clothes. Xiaolang was instantly melted by her cuteness and kissed her cheek again. After buying clothes and leaving the clothing store, they were targeted by several bad beastmen. They followed them all the way. Xiaolang carried Duo into a game room. There were many human pets inside, but they were all female. Duo was wondering why there were no males. When Xiaolang put her down, "I'm going upstairs to attend a course on caring for females. I'll come back for you in an hour." Duo's heart tightened. Afraid she would encounter bad beastmen alone, she grabbed Xiaolang's pant leg. She wanted to go with him. The little wolf beastman's heart pounded wildly. It was his first time experiencing the feeling of being relied on by a female. He had to learn how to care for females as soon as possible, so he could only helplessly pull Duo's hand away. He kissed her forehead. Be good. I'll be back soon. After saying that, he turned and went upstairs. Duo was very speechless. How had she ended up with such a clingy owner? She wanted to use Xiaolong's absence to investigate the situation of humans raised by Beastmen. Suddenly, a fat girl rushed over, shouting that she wanted to snatch the fruit in Duo's hand. Duo was shocked. She could talk. Did that mean Duo could also speak? The next second, her foot slipped. She almost fell flat on her backside, drawing laughter from a group of male Beastmen. So this is the female Xiaoling chose? How stupid. Duo was fuming. These Beastmen had come with bad intentions. She had to be careful. The bad Beastmen kept insulting her. Duo's little fists clenched until they cracked. Just then, a lion Beastman charged over. He revealed a sleazy smile. Why don't you go play outside with Big Brother? Duo turned and ran, but the lion Beastman grabbed her. Duo directly rewarded him with a big slap. A Beastman beside him reminded the captain, this is Xiaolong's female. If he finds out, he'll be angry. Duo hurriedly nodded, indicating that Xiaoling really was very powerful and telling them to let her go. But the lion Beastman was fearless and insisted on taking her away. Duo picked up the fruit and smashed it hard against his head. Big bad beast, let go of me. The lion Beastman snatched the fruit away, so angry that his teeth chattered. He actually gave the fruit to his own human pet. Duo felt the sky turn cold. Since transmigrating, she had been hungry the entire time. She rushed forward to take back the food, but the lion was holding it tightly. She bit him hard. The beastmen beside them were shocked speechless. The lion Beastman tightly grabbed both her hands, wanted to leave quickly. Duo thought this posture definitely meant he was seeking revenge. If she was taken away, it would be terrible. She risked everything and shouted, "Go away!" As soon as she said this, the entire place was stunned. These beastmen had heard a female speak so clearly for the first time, and all felt she was a rare species. The lion beastman was ecstatic and wanted to claim her for himself even more. Oh no, she had exposed herself in a panic. Duo was filled with fear. When Xiaoling learned that Duo had been abducted, he flew into a rage and smashed the game room to pieces. Tell me, where did that scum take my Duo? The lion beastman carried Duo into the jungle. His speed was like lightning, nearly jolting her body apart. The lion beastman had captured Duo to frame Xiaoling for losing a female. According to the Beastman female protection law, after a female goes missing, even if she is found again, the center will forcibly take her back. The lion secretly felt pleased, thinking Xiaoling would definitely kneel and beg to join his team. Duo felt that humans in this world were not merely pets. She did not want to be reclaimed. She had to escape and return to Xiaoling. At that moment, the kangaroo beastman leaped into the air. He jolted her so badly, she was tossed around in every direction. Seeing the fat girl sucking her fingers beside her, Duo came up with a plan and tickled the fat girl until she laughed loudly. Hearing the commotion, the beastmen stopped. The lion beastman released them from the kangaroo pouch. The fat girl was afraid of Duo's tickling and hid behind the lion. Duo also pretended to hide behind another beastman, acting as if she were playing with the fat girl. The lion beastman indeed fell for it. But just then, the kangaroo beastman warned that Xiaoling was chasing them. The lion beastman grinned. Easy. He pointed at Duo. Hide her. Humans in this world had become beastmen's pets. The lion beastman had abducted the human girl Duo to use her to frame Xiaoling. Duo absolutely refused to let him succeed. She looked around and found a dragon fruit tree nearby. A thought suddenly struck her. She ran under the fruit tree and shouted, "Fruit, fruit, fruit!" The fat girl saw this and shouted that she wanted to eat. Although dragon fruit was delicious, the tree was extremely aggressive. But for the sake of his own pet, the lion beastman still ordered all the beastmen to pick fruit. Duo was delighted. She took the chance to turn around and slip away. She ran back at the speed of 18 years of being single. She thought she could escape by returning along the original path, but halfway there, she encountered two forks. She chose the brighter path and made a mark on a tree to avoid getting lost. Then she continued running forward. Before long, she was gasping for breath. Suddenly, a black shadow attacked from behind. She asked in shock, "Who is it?" She turned around but saw nothing, thinking she was imagining things. But the next second, she froze. The tree before her had the mark she had carved earlier. Had she encountered a ghostly loop? Meanwhile, Xiaoling had already reached the jungle. He smelled Duoduo's scent and followed it to find the beastmen who had taken her. His face suddenly turned fierce, and with a boom, he viciously pounced on the lion beastman. He grabbed the other party by the neck. The lion beastman pointed into the depths of the jungle and tremblingly said she was eaten elsewhere. Duo felt she had encountered a monster and guessed it was a trap set by the tree trunks. She closed her eyes to search for the tree's true body. A moment later, she suddenly realized it was a moving banyan tree spirit. These tree trunks were all its roots. She carefully avoided the roots, but a vine suddenly sprang out of the ground and lashed toward her. Duo dodged sideways, but with a crack, she twisted her ankle. She fell flat on her face. Just as she tried to get up, a vine wrapped around her ankle again. With a whoosh, she was flung into the air. Duo grabbed a branch at random, but the vine still clung tightly without letting go. She anxiously thought, this time I'm dead. Who will save me? Xiaoling forced out Duoduo's whereabouts and concluded she must still be alive. He swiftly sprinted deeper into the forest. Just then, the vine suddenly released Duoduo's foot. She was wondering how she had been saved. When she turned back, she saw a wolf fighting the banyan tree spirit. Xiaoling had saved her. Duoduo's eyes instantly reddened. She loudly called Xiaolong's name. Xiaoling seemed to hear her call. He excitedly raised his head and howled. Then his eyes sharpened. Countless vines surged toward him. Duo did not want Xiaoling to be distracted. She wanted to run to a safe place. Suddenly, a fierce wind swept in. Several beastmen walked toward her. Whose female is alone here? Duo wondered who was speaking. When she looked up, she was nearly scared out of her wits. Before her stood several tall and powerful beastmen. It turned out the great lion leading them was the leader of this world. Duo thought she had encountered bad beastmen again. The great lion picked her up and questioned everyone about who her male was and how he could leave a female alone in the forest. The dear beastman answered that it was Xiaoling. The leader's expression darkened. Suddenly, a violent explosion came from ahead. A powerful shock wave roared toward them. Everyone thought Xiaoling was most likely doomed this time. But Duoduo's eyes lit up. Xiaoling led a group of beastmen out of the encirclement. Everyone was amazed. Duo was even more overjoyed. Xiaoling excitedly ran toward her and snatched her back from the great lion in the blink of an eye. He held her steadily in a pose so handsome it exploded. Master and pet embraced and cried together. Xiaoling hugged her tightly, gently cuddling and lifting her high. He almost squeezed the frail Duo to death. Realizing he had used too much force, Xiaoling quickly let go. Duo gasped for air. She was saved. This owner's enthusiasm was truly hard to handle. He was also an especially clingy, cute little wolf pup. He kept kissing her cheek at every turn. The beastmen beside them were all dumbfounded. Duo grabbed Xiaolong's 2 ears. You kiss people whenever you feel like it. Can't you fix this bad habit? This action shocked everyone so much their jaws dropped. The brave wolf beastman had actually been trained into a little milk wolf. Everyone was incredibly envious. But the bad lion beastman was unconvinced, thinking his own human pet could do it too. So he rubbed his ears against the fat girl, only to be hammered by fruit from her. The girl Duo had been abducted by the lion beastman, who nearly caused her to be eaten by the banyan tree spirit. But the lion beastman refused to admit it. Instead, he shifted the blame onto the wolf beastman Xiaoling, claiming he had witnesses. It turned out he had bribed the game room security guards to give false testimony. Xiaoling was so angry his fangs clacked loudly. Duo saw through the lion beastman's disguise at a glance. The bad lion secretly felt proud. The other beastmen also felt Xiaoling was more suspicious. They all said he was the one who had lost Duo. Duo was thinking of how to expose the bad lion beastman and gain the leader's trust. Unexpectedly, the next second, the bad lion beastman hugged the leader's thigh tightly and cried about his grievances. The leader rubbed his head. He said both sides had their own claims, and they should go back first for a careful investigation. Duo was utterly speechless. Xiaoling let out a cold laugh. You're birds of feather. Why pretend to investigate? As he spoke, he abruptly transformed into beast form. He pounced toward the lion beastman. Both sides instantly became tense. A battle was about to break out. At the critical moment, Duo actually rushed straight at the bad lion beastman and grabbed his mane. She pulled with all her strength. Xiaoling hurriedly told her to let go, saying it was too dangerous. Duo could only be forced to speak. "My fruit, Bad Lion." When Xiaolang heard this, he suddenly turned his head and glared at the Lion Beastman. He had stolen Duo's food. The Bad Lion could not defend himself. Duo secretly breathed a sigh of relief. Little Wolf was fairly smart. The rest would depend on him. Xiaolang asked the leader how the Bad Lion should be dealt with. The leader glared viciously at the Lion Beastman. He questioned whether what Xiaolang said was true. The Lion Beastman trembled and said nothing. The leader had no choice but to turn and ask Duo. Xiaolang quickly protected her and roared, "Leader, Duo may be smart, but she still can't communicate normally." Duo nodded, then spoke again. "Yes, he ate my fruit." As she spoke, she pointed at the fat girl. Xiaolang's eyes instantly lit up, and he praised her for being incredibly smart. The leader asked Duo who she had been with before she got lost. Duo had been waiting for this question. She pointed at the Bad Lion Beastman and huffed, "Him, Bad Lion." The leader was shocked stiff, his mouth opening wide enough to fit an ostrich egg. The crowd also burst into an uproar. What a smart female. She could actually explain it so clearly. Duo realized she was being too obvious. She thought that in the future, she had to be careful about how far she went. The Bad Lion flew into a rage from embarrassment. He said Duo had bitten him, and that she must be mentally abnormal and lying. Xiaolang strongly argued that Duo had no mental problems and would never lie. "The fact that she bit you proves you forced her and kidnapped her." The Bad Lion Beastman instantly panicked, left speechless by the rebuttal. Just then, a bear Beastman stepped forward to testify for Xiaolang. The Bad Lion cursed him as a traitor. The bear Beastman did not want to go against his conscience. He was even more impressed by the clever Duo. He directly exposed the Bad Lion scheme. Seeing this, the Beastmen who had previously been in league with the Lion Beastman also stepped forward one after another to accuse him. The Bad Lion was so scared he nearly wet his diaper. The leader was instantly furious. He ordered him to be taken back to face justice. Xiaolang picked Duo up and prepared to go home. Meanwhile, the big black bear Beastman had been waiting outside Xiaolang's house the whole time, digging mud out of the drainage ditch. Duo wondered what he was doing. When the big silly bear saw Duo, he beamed with joy and unconsciously wiped his big hands on his pants. Then he quietly went back to work. Duo felt a little sorry for him. She thought, since the big silly bear was so honest and hardworking, would Xiaolang change his mind and take him in? Xiaolang walked toward the bear Beastman. The big silly bear's eyes lit up, thinking he had a chance to join the team. But Xiaolang merely brushed past him. He did not even glance at him. The big silly bear's heart instantly went cold. Seeing the bear Beastman's lonely expression, Duo wanted to help him, so she tossed him an edible piece of wood. The big silly bear caught it casually. Looking at this food Duo had eaten from, his heart immediately started pounding. In the Beastman city, females only gave food to males they liked. But Duo had simply wanted to help him, with no other meaning. As soon as she got home, Duo began happily eating roasted fruit. Xiaolang was stunned. She had eaten toonwood, so how was she still so hungry? He guessed she must have suffered a great deal in the forest. His gaze immediately hardened, and he slammed the table angrily. He absolutely could not let Duo fall into danger again. He immediately rushed out the door. He glared fiercely at the black bear Beastman, but the big silly bear was determined not to leave. He said Xiaolang's team needed a helper. Xiaolang clenched his back teeth. He respectfully invited the black bear Beastman into the house. Duo had just eaten and drunk her fill and was burping. When she saw Xiaolang walk in with the big silly bear behind him, she was a little surprised. She had not expected Xiaolang to really find her nanny. Xiaolang picked Duo up. He told the big silly bear to find a room to stay in, then carried Duo back to the room to rest. The big silly bear wanted to leave Duo with a good impression, so he asked Xiaolang what he needed him to do. Xiaolang's expression darkened. Would he call him if he needed something? Then he carried Duo off to take a fragrant bath. Duo secretly convinced herself that the first time was unfamiliar. The second time would be easier. She would get used to it. Looking at her shy and adorable appearance, the little wolf could not help planting another kiss on her cheek. Then she was swallowed by the pitcher plant at home, just as she was about to run out of strength. The wolf Beastman Xiaolang heard the commotion inside and thought Duo had been kidnapped by thieves. His heart tightened violently, and he immediately rushed home with the speed of someone single for 20 years. He kicked the room door open and rescued her from the pitcher plant. Duo could finally catch her breath, but her lips had turned purplish red. Xiaoling anxiously shouted that Duo had been poisoned and immediately took her to the female hospital. He urgently called for a doctor. When the beast doctor heard that a human female had been poisoned, he immediately led them to the examination room. A group of doctors gathered around Duo to examine her. Seeing such a huge scene, Duo thought she must have been poisoned by some deadly toxin, though her body did not feel abnormal. The doctor hurriedly asked Xiaolang what the source of the poison was and how she had been poisoned. Xiaolang replied that it was a pitcher plant. She had been sucked in by the pitcher plant planted at home. When the doctors heard this, they all froze and looked at one another. How is it? Was the poisoning serious? Xiaolang asked urgently. After a careful examination, the doctor said there were no obvious signs of poisoning on the surface and told Xiaolang to take off Duoduo's outer clothing and expose her arm for a blood draw. Duoduo's little face reddened, and she hurriedly babbled in protest. She also rolled up her sleeve to show there was no need to undress. When everyone saw her delicate jade-like hand, they all stared blankly. Xiaolang carefully took her hand, as if it would break at the slightest touch. But the doctor slapped his hand away and scolded him, saying he had already cut off her gloves, and if they touched her recklessly now, she could injure herself. Duo was speechless. Was that really necessary? Were humans here really that fragile? Fortunately, she was not injured. Xiaolang was confused. When he had dressed her, everything had been fine. He thought it must have been the pitcher plant that bit her. When he got back, he would dig it out. He did not know Duo had cut the gloves herself. She had even thrown them into the toilet and clogged the pipes. The house was already flooded. After the blood was drawn, the doctor had a nurse take it for testing. He also muttered that Duo was too thin, worrying she might have other illnesses. Xiaolang praised her for being so brave. She did not cry or fuss, even when her blood was drawn. Duo secretly curled her lip. It was just a blood draw, not like she was a 3-year-old. This stupid wolf was making such a fuss. Suddenly, crying came from nearby. It turned out another human girl was afraid of injections. She was crying and making a fuss. Duo froze. Everyone who came was a male beastman bringing a human girl, and the doctors and nurses were all male beastmen too. She had been in Beastman City for so long and had never seen a female beastman, nor had she ever seen a human male. Could it be the humans and beastmen were not the same species? How could they possibly be together? Thinking of this, she instantly felt a chill down her spine and could not help crying out. The doctor reminded Xiaolang not to let Duo catch cold, saying the girls beside them were crying because they had caught cold and felt unwell. Xiaolang gently stroked her cheek. I will. Looking at Duo, who was thin as a bamboo pole, the doctor said she was too thin and unhealthy and wanted to prescribe a weight gain medicine. When Duo heard this, she was so frightened her jaw nearly dropped. Being too fat was what was unhealthy. What a quack doctor. She stomped her feet in anger, wanting to show these skinny people what health really looked like. She actually started doing gymnastics and high leg raises. Xiaolang's jaw dropped so wide it could fit an ostrich egg. The doctor was also so shocked he stammered. She. Duo was secretly delighted. Shocked by my physical fitness, are you? I do not need weight gain medicine. Unexpectedly, the doctor thought there was something wrong with her mind and wanted to prescribe a sedative. Duo immediately felt life was hard. She buried her head in Xiaolang's arms and shook her head, refusing to take it. She would not take any medicine. Xiaolang believed she had no mental problems and guessed it was caused by the pitcher plant's influence. At that moment, the nurse came in with the test report. The doctor took the report and looked at it. His eyes suddenly widened. What does the report say? Xiaolang asked anxiously. The doctor shook his head like a rattle. I have never seen a report like this. Duoduo's body trembled slightly. Even the doctor had never seen it. Did that mean she could still be saved? Xiaolang also thought the poisoning was serious. But the doctor hurriedly explained that the female was not poisoned. This was the healthiest report he had ever seen. Only then did Duo breathe a sigh of relief. Xiaolang lifted her high in one motion, joyfully tossing her into the air. That is wonderful, Duo. You are the healthiest female. Duo actually felt being thrown high up was rather fun. The doctor at the side was utterly puzzled. She was clearly so thin, yet the report showed all her indicators were extremely healthy. Could it be that being thin was better for females? After binding Duo to her dedicated doctor, Xiaolang carried her and prepared to go home. He casually asked, "How did you get caught by the pitcher plant in the yard? Did you open the door yourself?" Duo huffed angrily as soon as she heard the words pitcher plant. He planted such a dangerous plant himself and still had the nerve to ask. Oh no. Mentioning home made her heart suddenly skip. She had messed up the house until it looked like a dog kennel. It had almost been flooded into a swimming pool too. That girl Duo had been forced to wear pet clothes. While the wolf Beastman Xiaolang was away, she secretly cut off the gloves and threw them into the toilet, clogging the drain. The house had been turned into a complete mess. When Xiaolang came back and saw the scene, he initially thought thieves had broken in, but the whole house only had Duo's scent. He instantly guessed she had done it. Duo hurriedly waved her hands. She pretended to be dumb and clueless, trying to clear herself. Duo, was this your doing? Xiaolang's face darkened, wanting to properly educate her. Duo's heart trembled. She immediately switched modes and used her ultimate move. She hummed and whined adorably, her eyes watery. The wolf Beastman was instantly melted by her cuteness. His heart softened at once, and he turned to clean the bathroom. Duo froze for a moment, then suddenly realized the bathroom flooding was most likely caused by the glove she had thrown in. As she was thinking, a roar came from the bathroom. Xiaolang walked out angrily. In his hand, he was holding the cut-up glove. Duo, did you cut this? Who told you to use a knife? Duo was startled by his imposing manner. She pouted in grievance. Xiaolang was so fierce. She had only used a knife once. Was that really necessary? Tears swirled in her eyes. Seeing her like this, Xiaolang's heart softened again. But then he thought, if he did not set rules now, what if she ran into danger later? He had just made up his mind to punish her. Duo suddenly said in a small voice that she did not like it. Duo does not like it. Xiaolang froze. You do not like the gloves? Duo nodded hard. Wearing gloves is to protect your hands, Xiaolang explained. But Duo muttered inwardly that this foolish owner was just self-righteous. Wearing gloves was so inconvenient. Only with her hands exposed could she be free. She looked at her own hands, smiling until her eyes curved. Xiaolang's anger instantly vanished like smoke. He raised his hand and lightly flicked her forehead as punishment for messing with dangerous things. Then he pulled her into his arms. Since you do not like them, then we will cut up the remaining gloves too. He decided he would no longer restrict Duo's thoughts and behavior. Duo's heart warmed. She leaned in and planted a kiss on the wolf owner's face with a smile. The wolf's heart pounded wildly. Excited, he hugged her even tighter, rubbing his cheek against hers. Duo felt this sensation was a little strange. Just during this tender moment, knocking came from outside the door. Was it the big silly bear? Perfect timing. She dashed off to open the door. Xiaolang was so angry the veins in his forehead twitched. Which bastard had chosen this moment to knock? But once the door opened, Duo shrank back in fright. Why is it you? Were you not locked up? As she spoke, she hurriedly hid behind Xiaolang. Seeing she was scared, Xiaolang shouted angrily at the Beastman outside the door. You frightened Duo, criminal lion Shizuyu. The lion Beastman, Shizuyu, broke out in cold sweat. Duo was secretly alarmed. Had the bad lion escaped from prison? He had many subordinates, so they might be lying in ambush nearby. So she used her mental power to probe the surroundings. But she did not see any other beastmen nearby. Could he have come alone? With his strength, even 10 more of him could not beat Xiaolang. There was no reason for him to come court death. It turned out Shizuyu had come to deliver fruit according to the regulations. Xiaolang took the fruit. We already have dragon fruit at home. Bring some other fresh food next time. Shizuyu was so angry his whiskers bristled and his eyes bulged. You even want to order dishes now? Do you think I'm a restaurant? Xiaolang took out disinfectant to sanitize the fruit. He said calmly, you harmed and kidnapped a female. Having you deliver fruit to Duo for only a year is indeed too light a punishment. Duo was dumbfounded. Was the criminal law in Beastman City really this casual? Shizuyu's body stiffened. You, what do you want? Xiaolang's gaze turned cold. The criminal shows no remorse. The victim's side requests a new punishment. Shizuyu clenched his fists, bowed, and apologized. I am sorry. I lost control just now. Whatever your female wants to eat, I will go find it right away. To win a reduced sentence and take part in the Leader Challenge tournament. He could only endure it. I will notify you when I have decided. You may leave. Xiaolang turned back into the house. Duo made a face at Shizuyu. Bad lion, serves you right. Shizuyu was startled inwardly. This female was so clever. Compared with his own fat female, who only knew how to eat, the difference was like heaven heaven and earth. He could not help taking 2 steps toward Duo Duo. Xiaolang suddenly turned back. Before he could act, the big silly bear grabbed Shizuyu. After learning that this lion had once abducted Duo Duo, the big black bear Beastman burned with rage. Anyone who hurt Duo Duo deserved to die. Shizuyu was so frightened his teeth chattered. I have already been judged by the law. You cannot abuse private punishment. The black bear's face turned darker than a black bear. He lifted him up and suddenly exerted force, sending him flying into the clouds with a whoosh. In this world, beastmen even had to roast fruit before eating it. As a human, Duo Duo truly could not accept that. She pointed at the fresh fruit nearby, trying to say she wanted the unroasted kind. Xiaolang thought she had some odd habit and rubbed her little head. That is raw. You cannot eat it. As he spoke, he mixed several roasted fruits together and handed them to her. Duo Duo pouted helplessly. No matter what he did, was it not still roasted fruit? She stared at Xiaolang's hand. She practically saw it as a big chicken drumstick and bit down with an ah. Xiaolang nearly lost his fangs in shock, thinking Duo Duo was angry. Duo Duo blinked her big, sparkling eyes, mumbling around his hand that she wanted meat. Xiaolang froze. He could not help thinking in the wrong direction. The corners of his mouth secretly rose. Be good. There will be meat to eat in the future. Duo Duo was delighted. She could finally eat meat, but Xiaolang sighed over how innocent she was and said she had to obediently finish the roasted fruit before she would have a chance to eat meat. Duo Duo immediately opened her mouth obediently. The big silly bear beside them watched with shining eyes. He also wanted to be that intimate with Duo Duo. For that day, he quickly finished his own food in a few bites. He got up and went to work. Xiaolang ordered the big silly bear to first prepare Duoduo's fattening medicine. Duoduo's face immediately filled with black lines. Here it came again. When would this stupid wolf finally give up the idea of fattening her? After the medicine was prepared, Xiaolang blew on it and personally fed it to Duo Duo. Duo Duo huffed angrily and turned her head away. Her mouth refused to eat it. If you do not take the medicine, the doctor will come give you an injection. Xiaolang frightened her, making Duo Duo even angrier. She took out a pill and indicated she would only take the plumping pill. She absolutely would not take the fattening medicine. Xiaolang smiled awkwardly and tried to force it into her. Duo Duo spat the medicine out with a puff. With a fierce look, she turned and ran with quick little steps toward the big silly bear. The big silly bear's eyes shone, thinking Duo Duo wanted him to hold her. He immediately opened his arms to welcome her. Unexpectedly, Duo Duo merely hid behind him. Xiaolang came straight over carrying the medicine, insisting Duo Duo take it. Duo Duo leaned behind the black bear, trembling slightly. Seeing this, the big silly bear stopped him and said Duo Duo probably did not like the taste. If you force her like this, she will have a stress reaction. Xiaolang pondered for a moment. He decided not to feed her today. Duo Duo had just breathed a sigh of relief when she heard him say, "Tomorrow, make the fattening medicine taste the same as the plumping pill. Duo Duo should like it." No! Duo Duo was so shocked both jaws nearly dropped, and she dashed out. Xiaolang told the black bear to clean up and then rest, while he went to find Duo Duo. The big silly bear thought about how Duo Duo had leaned behind his back just now, and his heart felt sweet. He only wanted to have more contact with Duo Duo. Meanwhile, Xiaolang came to Duoduo's room. Seeing her turned away and ignoring people, he gently climbed onto the bed. Thinking she was asleep, he pulled her tightly into his arms. Duo Duo was helpless. This stupid wolf was really clingy. The next morning, Duo Duo woke up and wanted to find Xiaolang. Then she thought she was still resisting. How could she go looking for him? Just then, thudding sounds came from the yard. She went out to look. Xiaolang was pulling out the pitcher plants in the yard. Duo Duo was stunned by his muscular body. Xiaolang gave her a bright smile, and her heart instantly began pounding. So hot. Why was her heartbeat so fast? Could she have heat stroke? Xiaolang walked up to her. He said he would take her to the amusement park later. Amusement park? Duo Duo froze. Was it the kind she had gone to as a child? Ever since she had been sent to the sanatorium at the age of 9. Amusement parks had only existed in her dreams. How she had hoped to break through her confinement, play freely in an amusement park, and run as much as she liked. As she thought about it, she unknowingly ran out. Xiaolang chased after her with a leash, giving her a huge fright. She ran faster than a rabbit. She did not want to wear a harness. It was too humiliating, but she ran too fast and crashed head-on into a little beast man. Fortunately, Xiaoling caught her in time. Duo looked at the little beast man before her. Her eyes suddenly widened, thinking he was a human boy. Xiaoling picked her up, but she struggled free. Child, wait. Let big sister look again. She grabbed the boy's collar, and the boy's hat fell off. His beast ears were revealed. Only then did Duo realize the other party was not human. The little beast man bared his teeth and growled at her. Xiaoling glared at him, and the little beast man immediately chickened out. He scampered back to his father's side. Xiaoling asked the boy's father, "My female scared him. How should I compensate you?" The other party rubbed the boy's head. "It is fine. My little one is tough. Come on, let us go ride the bumper boats with your mom." Duo froze. His mother had come too, but she had not seen any female beast man. As she was thinking, Xiaoling took out the leash again. It seemed she could not escape this torture after all. The more she thought about it, the stranger it felt. After walking around for so long, why had she not seen a single female beast man or human male? She had transmigrated into Beastman City and become a Beastman's pet, eating roasted fruit every day until she felt sick. That day, she finally saw a big fat chicken, and tears instantly flowed from the corner of her mouth. She pointed at the chicken, trying to say she wanted meat. Xiaoling hurriedly covered her mouth. "This meat cannot be eaten. Beastman City forbids eating animals." Duo's face darkened. Yesterday, he said he would let her eat meat, and now he had gone back on it. She pushed Xiaoling away angrily. Xiaoling was helpless. He could only coax and trick her. "Be good, Duo. Roasted fruit is much tastier than meat." Duo caught sight of hot soup on the sales counter, then looked at the eggs in the chicken coop beside it. Her eyes turned, and she had an idea. She asked Xiaoling to buy a cup of hot soup. While he was not paying attention, she quietly slipped into the chicken coop and took an egg. As long as she put the egg into the hot soup, she could eat a boiled egg. When Xiaoling walked over, Duo jumped out of the chicken coop. She took the hot soup from his hand and put the egg inside. Then she saw the bubble balls in the pool. Her eyes suddenly lit up. Was this not the perfect picnic space? So she pointed at the bubble ball and cried that she wanted to play with the ball. Xiaoling froze, thinking she wanted to be alone with him. His heart felt pleased, but unexpectedly, he was kicked out of the ball. He grabbed Duo's big foot, a little hurt. "What is wrong?" Duo pouted, trying to say she wanted to play by herself. Xiaoling smiled awkwardly and picked up the cup of sweet soup. He felt something moving inside and said doubtfully, "There seems to be something in here." Duo's heart tightened, and she quickly snatched the cup away. With a whoosh, she ducked into the bubble ball. Xiaoling was afraid the soup would spill and told her to take the cup out. But Duo hugged the cup tightly and whimpered, firmly refusing. Xiaoling smiled helplessly. He rubbed her head. "You can bring it into the ball, but do not open the lid." Duo quickly nodded. As soon as the bubble ball was zipped shut, she hugged the cup and rolled into the water with gurgling sounds, losing weight rapidly from all the activity. The attendant exclaimed, "Your female really knows how to play." Xiaoling proudly raised the corners of his mouth. She is not only smart, she also has her own opinions. She even chose the sweet soup herself. But thinking of the sweet soup, Xiaoling suddenly felt something was wrong. He looked up and actually saw Duo eating something inside the ball. The cup only had sweet soup. What was she eating? He suddenly realized she had stolen an egg from the chicken coop. He immediately dragged the attendant onto a boat and rushed toward the middle of the pool. So anxious his teeth were bared, he shouted, Duo, spit it out." Duo was staring at the egg, drooling. Just as she was about to open her mouth and eat it, Xiaoling suddenly rushed in. She hurriedly stuffed the egg into her mouth. Xiaoling quickly pinched her mouth. "Spit it out. Eating animals is illegal." Duo chewed with smacking sounds, refusing to open her mouth even if it killed her. Xiaoling was so anxious that he opened his own mouth. He actually sucked the egg out of her mouth. An incomparable, delicious flavor spread across his tongue. He instantly froze. This was far too delicious. The buck-toothed attendant was shocked. "Oh my heavens, this female is actually eating an egg." Xiaoling quickly spat out the egg. "I already sucked it out." She did not swallow it. Duo's little face instantly reddened to the tips of her ears. This stupid wolf had kissed her again. Meanwhile, the big silly bear was carrying fruit home when he heard several beastmen whispering. Xiaoling had actually fed his female an egg at the amusement park, back when animals evolved into beastmen. Many species had nearly gone extinct. From then on, eating meat was forbidden. The big black bear beast man suddenly rushed over. "Xiaoling gave Duo an egg? How is she?" Bear Bear. A familiar voice came. Xiaoling walked toward him, carrying Duo. The black bear was worried that eating the egg had harmed her body. Xiaoling explained that he had taken her to the doctor, and she had not been affected. I sucked it out in time. She did not eat much. Duo touched her lips, her face red like burning clouds. As soon as she got home, she shut herself in her room. She suddenly felt she had thought too simply about her situation before. She had thought that with Xiaolon's affection, being a pet for life might not be bad. But his affection ultimately had to follow Beastman City's rules. Not being able to eat meat was a small matter. Who knew what other bizarre rules Beastman City had? What if one day she was dragged off to reproduce? She curled up in the corner, not knowing what to do for a moment. Outside the door, Xiaoling actually said to the black bear, "Go catch a chicken for Duo to eat." The big black bear beast man was so frightened his face turned black. "Are you crazy? Eating animals is illegal." Xiaoling said calmly, "I tasted the egg today. It was delicious, so chicken must be even tastier. Since eating meat does not affect her health, we should satisfy her." The big silly bear's hair stood on end, half believing and half doubting. Duo heard their conversation from inside the room. She was so moved that tears filled her eyes, and she slowly walked out. Xiaoling looked at her and solemnly promised, "Tomorrow, I will go catch a chicken for you to eat." She had transmigrated into a Beastman city where eating meat was forbidden. The wolf Beastman, Xiaoling promised to catch a chicken for her, turning her grief into joy. But half a month passed. He had not caught even a single chicken feather. The flock had hidden in the sugarcane forest. The sugarcane here had long since become sentient, and its attack power was extremely strong. It indiscriminately attacked all living creatures except the foot chickens. It turned out the chickens caught insects in the forest, while their droppings nourished the sugarcane. The two had formed an inseparable symbiotic relationship, making catching chickens here as hard as climbing to the heavens. Duo suddenly clutched her stomach and cried out in pain. She secretly felt something was wrong. Her period had arrived. The big silly bear smelled blood and immediately became alert. But there were no other beastmen or humans nearby. The smell of blood made him feel very strange. Duo wanted to cry, but had no tears. Why did it have to happen now? The big silly bear worried there was danger. He wanted to take her somewhere crowded, but Duo struggled desperately. If she was surrounded and watched by everyone, she would simply die on the spot from embarrassment. But with the slightest movement, menstrual blood leaked out. Her stomach hurt so much she lost her strength. Meanwhile, Xiaoling finally caught a chicken. He also smelled the blood on Duo. The big silly bear guessed there were displacement plants nearby, making Duo uncomfortable. Xiaolong's heart tightened. "What? Hurry and give Duo to me." When he took Duo, only then did the big silly bear notice blood on his arm. He thought Duo's bottom had been injured, but Xiaoling understood and said Duo was not hurt. She had grown up. After returning home, Xiaoling fed her a menstrual comfort medicine. Duo's pain eased a great deal. She thought to herself, she had not expected this little wolf to be so considerate. Xiaoling saw a strand of hair in her mouth. He reached out to brush it away, but accidentally touched her lips, making a soft sound. Duo's cheeks instantly flushed. His hand was so hot. She always felt something was strange. Xiaoling stared straight at her. When he had pinched her cheek just now, he seemed to have used force. He hurriedly leaned closer to check. "Let me see. I did not pinch it badly, did I?" Duo grabbed his wolf ear. Xiaolong's whole body instantly went numb and weak. Noticing his expression was wrong, Duo quickly let go. She was just about to hide under the blanket. But he caught her wrist with a backhand motion and pressed her down onto the bed. Pinning her there, he said, "What do you want to do? Let me go." Duo was startled and panicked. Xiaolong's whole body was burning hot. Drops of sweat fell onto her face. His voice was hoarse. Duo, I like you." Duo's heart pounded wildly. She desperately told herself to stay calm. He meant an owner's fondness for a pet. But Xiaoling swallowed, slowly lifted her face, and kissed her. Duo was completely stunned. She suddenly shouted, "Bear!" The big silly bear rushed in at the sound. Duo begged for help with her eyes. Xiaoling straightened her clothes and told the black bear to get out. But the big silly bear scolded him. "You are too impatient. The book says females cannot do that when they are having their period." Duo's pupils shrank. Her mind was in complete chaos. Xiaoling calmed down. He smiled. "I have already waited so long. I do not mind waiting a few more days. I will make Duo willingly become my mate." This sentence made Duo's brain completely crash. No wonder she had never seen a female beastman. No wonder Xiaolang was overly intimate with her. It turned out she was not a pet at all. She was the mate he had decided on. Xiaolang drove the black bear out. He shut the room door tightly. Seeing she had not covered herself with the blanket, he quickly draped it over her, then kissed her cheek again. Duo had mixed feelings and completely could not understand this world. The next day, Duo woke up and saw Xiaolang typing on a computer. Thinking she could use this to understand the world, she immediately moved closer, crying that she wanted to look. Xiaolang smiled and pulled her into his arms. She had a sudden idea, rubbed her belly, and whined that her tummy was hungry and she wanted meat. Her soft and adorable appearance left Xiaolang with no resistance. He immediately got up to cook. He also asked the black bear to go prepare the chicken. Taking advantage of the two beastmen leaving, Duo hurriedly searched the computer. The truth struck her like lightning. More than 2,000 years ago, humans developed a plant growth accelerant because the environment was deteriorating. But it caused plants to go out of control, and only survivors remained after the disaster of near extinction. Humans tried to modify the genes of male animals to resist plant accidents, creating brave and battle-hardened beastmen. Humanity survived under the protection of beastmen, but the beastmen soon stopped obeying humans. To reproduce, they kept human females in captivity, while leaving human males to fend for themselves. Later, beastmen and humans could only produce male beastmen. They found the last 3 remaining human males. They relied on them to reproduce, but because of inbreeding, modern women generally suffered from severe genetic illnesses, such as serious intellectual disabilities. After learning everything, Duoduo's emotions completely collapsed. After learning she was Xiaolang's mate rather than his pet, her emotions completely broke down. She bit Xiaolang's arm hard. Xiaolang thought she had watched some frightening cartoon. He quickly comforted her. Duo, do not cry. We will go eat chicken right now. Just then, the big silly bear came over carrying roast chicken. Xiaolang glanced at the charred black chicken in his hands and was utterly speechless. Good grief, did you roast this chicken with explosives? The big silly bear quickly peeled off the scorched chicken skin, revealing the meat inside, and handed it to Duo. Xiaolang was still worried. With the skin roasted into that state, are you sure the inside is edible? Duo picked up a bottle of salt. She sprinkled it evenly over the chicken. Her practiced movements stunned both Xiaolang and the black bear. Duo really was clever. Xiaolang could not help praising her. He tore off a small piece of chicken, wanted to taste it first. The moment it entered his mouth, an incomparable savory fragrance spread through his mouth. Seeing his strange expression, the black bear thought there was something wrong with the chicken. He snatched the roast chicken and took a huge bite. He was instantly overjoyed. So meat was actually this delicious. The two exchanged a glance and nodded in tacit understanding. They only cared about eating it themselves, forgetting Duo off to the side. Did you not say you made it for me? Why are you eating it yourselves? Duo was so angry she was about to cry, puffing out her cheeks in protest. Only then did Xiaolang snap back to his senses and quickly hand her a large piece of meat. He also ordered the big black bear beastman to catch some more animals. The big silly bear was puzzled. There were still plenty of chickens at home. Xiaolang glanced at him. I want to try more things. Maybe there's meat that tastes even better than chicken. Duo froze when she heard that. So I helped this stupid wolf open the door to a whole new world of gourmet food. With him as an ally, researching normal food would be much easier from now on. She was just about to tell him about transmigrating, but Xiaolang noticed her gaze and turned his head. What's wrong? Duo, do you have something to say to me? Duo swallowed the words that had reached her lips. The corner of Xiaolang's mouth curled into a wicked smile. He slowly reached out a wolf claw. Duo shrank back in fright. Don't come any closer. Unexpectedly, he only gently wiped the meat crumbs from her face. Only then did Duo let out a sigh of relief. Xiaolang was about to go catch some other animals when the big silly bear suddenly jumped out. It's better not to hunt for now. In a few days, it'll be the annual leader challenge. You need to prepare properly. Duo was secretly delighted. There was another spectacle to watch. Facing this tough battle, Xiaolang looked certain of victory, without the slightest fear. Duo wanted to take the chance to confess that she was a transmigrator. But Xiaolang's next words made her change her mind. Big dumb bear, don't casually take Duo out when I'm not here. The smarter a female is, the more precautions you have to take. She jolted. Looks like she still had to keep pretending. That night, Duo had just fallen asleep. Outside the house, the sugarcane suddenly began growing wildly. Early the next morning, she was woken by the commotion. Seeing the dense sugarcane that had grown all around the house, her eyes nearly popped out. The big silly bear hurriedly comforted her. Don't be scared. The barrier loosened early yesterday, so the sugarcane grew out of control. Duo was completely confused. The bear straightened up. Remembering that the book said following a female's topic of interest could win her favor, he began explaining. When the Beastman world was first born, most places were occupied by plants. Beastmen had to constantly fight plants in order to survive. Later, after generations of exploration, they finally found a way to resist the plants. They sealed away the most dangerous plants. Once a seal loosens, plants will surge wildly like they are now. Seeing that Duo had no reaction, the black bear thought he had explained it too complicatedly and made her dizzy. Duo perfunctorily made an "oh" sound and propped up her chin, pretending to ponder. The big silly bear immediately exclaimed, "My goodness, Duo is so smart. You understood all that." Duo wanted to slap herself. "Why did I say oh? I almost exposed myself." She hurriedly pretended to be dumb, sticking out her little bottom and imitating a chicken's cluck. Cluck, cluck. The bear was completely baffled. He pinched her little face and laughed awkwardly. So Duo didn't understand. Then I'll tell you a simpler story. So the big black bear began rambling on about trivial matters related to foundation stones. Duo was so embarrassed listening that her toes could have dug a 3-bedroom apartment into the ground. Then waves of roaring came from nearby, breaking the strange atmosphere. Pan Xiong had only secretly kissed Duo once. The surrounding beastmen immediately let out waves of angry roars. It turned out that this day was the annual leader challenge. The black bear carried Duo to the arena, just in time to see Xiaolang face Lion Yu. Duo's heart tightened. That bad lion might use some dirty trick to harm Xiaolang. The black bear lifted her onto his shoulder so she could clearly see what was happening on stage. According to the rules, both sides had to remove their clothes and personal belongings to prevent hidden weapons. Xiaolang was looking around below the stage for Duo. The bad lion silently walked onto the stage and pulled out his belt while Xiaolang was unprepared. Just as Xiaolang sensed something, a whooshing sound reached Duo's ears below the stage. He dodged swiftly and barely avoided the attack. Duo and the black bear below the stage both broke out in a cold sweat. Xiaolang was so angry that his brow lifted slightly. Lion Yu, however, looked completely disdainful. Xiaolang could no longer hold back and erupted with beastly ferocity. Lion Yu was still provoking him from the side. A great battle was about to break out. The beastmen in the stands sighed in admiration. Lion Yu truly is the leader's nephew. He used psychological tactics right away. The leader snorted coldly. What psychological tactics? With the gap between him and Xiaolang now, the angrier Xiaolang gets, the worse he'll lose. At that moment, Duo below the stage suddenly shouted, "Stupid wolf, you can do it." The leader froze. This was the first time he had ever heard a female cheer for a male. Hearing Duo cheering him on, Xiaolang's confidence instantly soared. He pounced over and bit Lion Yu. Duo waved her little hands excitedly. "Wolf, you're amazing. Take down that bad lion." All the beastmen were stunned and praised Duo for being smart. But the big black bear shot them a death glare, scaring them so badly they nearly wet themselves. They all turned away and shut their mouths. He felt the arena was too hot and unsafe, so he took Duo to the female rest area. A wave of coolness swept over her. Duo was puzzled. It was ventilated on all sides and packed with people. So why was it as cool as if the air conditioner were on? Was this some new Beastman technology? Meanwhile, Xiaolang and Lion Yu were fighting fiercely on the stage. Seeing a slash appear on Xiaolang's neck, Duo's heart clenched. The black bear comforted her. Xiaolang is much stronger than him. That strike can't hurt him at all. Xiaolang circled Lion Yu at high speed. His opponent could not catch his position at all. Taking advantage of his opening, Xiaolang launched a fatal strike and bit through the back of Lion Yu's neck. The bad lion rolled around in pain, howling, "I admit defeat. Let go of me." Cheers erupted from below the stage. Xiaolang had won. He transformed into human form and happily ran toward Duo. Duo quickly shut her eyes. Luckily, the black bear had prepared clothes. Only then did she breathe a sigh of relief. After several rounds of competition, The 10 preliminary winners were chosen. The leader leapt down from the stands with a whoosh and took off his outer garment. Which of you will go first? The 10 who had been showing off moments ago instantly backed down. No one dared step forward. Lion, you sneered. They're all cowards. The Beastman beside him urged him to go first and set an example. But he immediately gave the Beastman a beating. Since when is it your place to order me around? Seeing that no one dared go up, Xiaolang stepped forward first. Duo worried he would be at a disadvantage going first. Xiaolang rubbed her head. Don't worry, nothing will happen. After saying that, he rushed toward the challenge stage. He transformed into his beast form and let out a long howl. Seeing this, the leader gave a strange smile, and his clothes instantly tore apart. He transformed into a huge lion twice Xiaolang's size. Duo cried out in surprise. What huge lion! Xiaolang knew he could not match him head-on, so he decided to wait for the other side to move first. The two sides circled each other in a standoff. In the end, the leader attacked first. Duo noticed something strange. The leader's mental power kept radiating outward with his movements. Xiaolang's formed a ring around his body. Xiaolang used his ultimate move, flashing around his opponent, but the leader saw through it. Too slow. The instant the force came back, Xiaolang turned sideways to dodge. He leapt up, breaking past his limit. He twisted midair and tried to bite through the other party's neck. The leader dodged sideways. The battle stage was smashed into a huge pit. The people below were amazed. Xiaolang is so strong. The leader may really be replaced. Only Duo saw that something was wrong. Xiaolang had already gone all out, and his mental power was weakening. But the leader was completely unaffected. He was clearly hiding his true strength. Xiaolang grew braver as he fought. He chased the big lion and bit at his rear. Everyone widened their eyes. The leader was actually being chased and beaten. Had he weakened? Duo wanted to concentrate her mental power to sense their energy, but the noise interfered with her. The big black bear thought she was scared and covered her ears. Only then did she see clearly that Xiaolang seemed to have the upper hand, but in reality, his mental power was declining. The leader's energy was much denser. The big lion had been using evasive tactics the entire time. Xiaolang roared angrily, concentrating his mental power for a final gamble. The leader narrowed his eyes and deliberately let Xiaolang hit his eye. He fell to the ground and pretended to be in pain, crying out. When Xiaolang pounced over, the big lion suddenly revealed his vicious intent. Seeing that he was about to succeed, Duo shouted, "Don't." Hearing the cry, Xiaolang suddenly flashed away, narrowly avoiding a fatal blow. Even so, he was ambushed by his opponent and seriously injured. Seeing this, the big lion wanted to take the chance to kill him. Xiaolang knew he would certainly die if he fought head-on, so he immediately lowered his front legs, lay on the ground, and let out a whimper. This was the signal of surrender. Everyone thought it was a wise choice. Duo looked at the wounds on his body and felt terribly distressed, but the big lion had no intention of letting him go. He charged viciously at Xiaolang. Xiaolang keenly sensed the killing intent. Duo sensed something was wrong and casually grabbed a piece of sugarcane, throwing it over. By pure chance, it landed right in the big lion's mouth. Everyone below the stage was so shocked their mouths hung wide enough to fit a turtle egg. The big silly bear immediately rushed onto the stage and blocked Xiaolang. He said angrily, "Xiaolang has already surrendered. The match is over, Lord Leader." The big lion spat out the sugarcane in his mouth. He had technically won this match. Cheers instantly rang out below the stage. Xiaolang knew very well that Duo had saved him just now. He was certain he had heard her warning, but he was puzzled as to how she had sensed the danger in advance. This could no longer be explained by simple intelligence. In all of Beastman history, few Beastmen could do that. Just who exactly was Duo? At that moment, Duo climbed onto the railing and shouted, "Stupid wolf." Xiaolang was startled. Wearing clothes made for an elephant, he jumped down from the challenge stage and rushed over to support her. Duo, be careful. I'll carry you down. Duo hugged him tightly, afraid she would be left alone again. She had finally gotten a home and someone who treated her well. She did not want to lose that again. Whether Xiaolang was her owner or her mate, she would accept it, as long as he could always stay with her. Xiaolang gently patted her back and comforted her. "Don't be afraid. Beastman duels are always like this. My back is only scraped a little." Duo touched the deep wound, emotionally babbling. What she meant was, "You call this a scrape? You stupid wolf. You were almost split in half." Xiaoling could tell that she was worried about him. He gently rubbed his head against her forehead. Duo grabbed his wolf ear and bit and tugged at it. Stupid wolf. You're not allowed to do anything dangerous again. Seeing this, the Beastmen below the stage all thought Duo had lost control of her mind again. The other 9 challengers all forfeited one after another. Shirquan successfully defended his position as leader. The entire arena erupted. A vicious light flashed in Shirquan's eyes. He had been so close to eliminating this threat. It was all that female's fault. Lion Yu hurried over to flatter him. But the leader raised his hand to make him shut up, then turned and hypocritically said to Xiaolang, Brother Lang, sorry about that. My energy got a little out of control just now, and I almost killed you by accident. Duo really wanted to slap him. How was that an accident? It was clearly attempted murder. Seeing the leader put on the appearance of a good superior, she really could not stand it. She tugged Xiaolang's tail and wanted to leave. The leader glanced at the sugarcane. You threw that sugarcane, didn't you? What an interesting little one. Did you sense danger and want to protect your own male? Seeing that the leader had noticed something unusual about Duo, Xiaolang hurriedly explained, she just gets excited easily and always likes throwing things around. He stared blankly at Duo, his heart full of doubt. How could she be this smart? Duo felt creeped out by his stare. She lowered her head and pursed her lips, then suddenly picked up a stalk and smashed it at the leader. She babbled noisily, secretly cursing in her heart that it was all this bad lion's fault. Xiaolang was so frightened his legs tightened. Oh no, she's throwing things again. The leader raised his hand and caught the sugarcane, smiling without really smiling. Really just mental excitement? I don't think so. But in his heart, he thought, the feeling this female gives me is very much like the prehistoric human females recorded in Beastman history books. On the surface, he only smiled hypocritically. It's fine. It's normal for females to be mischievous. But in his heart, he was already plotting to take Duo away from Xiaolang's side. The crowd gradually dispersed. Duo discovered a wishing pool ahead. She had thought there would be turtles or koi fish inside. But when she walked closer and looked, she was stunned. The pool was full of transparent crystals. She was just worrying about having no crystals. This was practically a gift from heaven. But the platform was too high, and she could not reach them. The moment she touched the water, in a daze, she seemed to see her mother's figure. The big silly bear took out his guidebook to attracting females. Thinking Duo was interested in the wishing pool, he had just taken out a crystal and was about to explain. Then he saw Duo fall into the water with a splash. Yeah, be careful. In her daze, it seemed as if a large hand reached out to save her. The pool water suddenly surged out with a splash. The big black bear grabbed her clothes. Duo, come out quickly. If you soak in cold water during your period, you'll get sick. Duo pointed at the crystals in the pool and cried that she wanted stones. The black bear gave her 2. These are someone else's wishing stones. We can't take them. Duo wanted more crystals. There would be no shop like this after passing this village. She immediately acted cute and coquettish. Bear scooped them up, but the big silly bear firmly refused, afraid of retribution. Duo was speechless. Why is this big dumb bear so superstitious? She sighed deeply. She could only use her ultimate move. She slowly walked toward the big black bear. She grabbed his collar and gave him a hard kiss on the cheek, then unexpectedly planted another kiss on the big silly bear's forehead. This scene happened to be seen by Xiaolang. Jealousy instantly surged in him, and the pressure around him plummeted. The big lion leader teased from the side. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Your female is being intimate with a team member in public. She's shameless enough to rival a city wall. Xiaolang's eyes turned cold. He gritted his teeth until they creaked, his gaze shooting toward the big silly bear like icy blades. The big black bear shuddered under his stare and hurriedly loosened his grip on Duo's clothes. Duo took the chance to slip back into the wishing pool and turned to splash water all over his face. She laughed and teased him. Did one kiss from me scare you, silly? Let's see how you catch me. Seeing the big silly bear stand there trembling, she was puzzled. The water isn't cold, so why is he shaking so badly? But the black bear was touching his burning cheek, his voice trembling. Duo, I like you too. Duo froze when she heard it. Why was he saying something like that? His eyes were actually the same as Xiaolang's. Isn't he a nanny? She did not dare think further and took a deep breath. She plunged into the water, thinking that she was not actually a pet, and Xiaolang was not actually her owner. A terrifying thought sprang up. Could the big silly bear also be her mate? She suddenly opened her eyes. With a splash, she shot out of the water. No, I can't accept this. I only want Xiaoling as my one mate. Xiaoling quickly stepped forward. He lifted her out of the pool and frowned. Who'll let you play in the holy water? You'll get sick. The big silly bear wanted to help Duo wring out her wet clothes, but Xiaoling shoved him away. How have you been watching over her? Go to the Beastman administration and dissolve the family relationship. Duo was completely confused. Hiring a nanny also required household registration? Or could it be? At that moment, the big lion walked over and smiled hypocritically. Brother Lang, calm down. If Duo kissed him, that means she likes him in her heart. Duo meowed helplessly. What nonsense are you spouting, Bad Lion? No one will think you're mute if you don't speak. The leader even advised them that since they were all family, they should live in harmony and love one another. Duo broke out in a cold sweat. She nearly fainted on the spot. For the sake of the leader's face, Xiaoling did not pursue the matter further. Duo secretly made up her mind to investigate the big silly bear's identity. She had crystals she had scooped from the pool hidden in her arms. Xiaoling wanted to put them back into the wishing pool, but the leader said to let her keep them. They were useless sitting there anyway. Lion, you came over and teased. The little female is soaked through. Be careful not to catch a cold. Duo rolled her eyes at him, but then she glimpsed his mate, Fat Girl, behaving intimately with her nanny. They were definitely not master and servant. Lion Yu invited them to his house to play. Xiaoling was just about to refuse, but Duo agreed at once. We'll go. Lion Yu was overjoyed and quickly led the way to his home. Duo wanted to ask about the relationship between Fat Girl and her nanny. But Fat Girl had only the intelligence of a 5-year-old and cared only about food. Just as Duo was worrying, Fat Girl suddenly tried to snatch the fruit in front of her. Duo quickly guarded it. Seeing this, Lion Yu held his big belly and laughed, then pulled Xiaoling away to spar. Xiaoling decisively refused. We'll leave after Duo finishes eating. Lion Yu kept pestering him. While the two were tugging back and forth, they saw Duo feeding fruit to Fat Girl. She coaxed her like she was coaxing a child. Little Fat Girl shouted that she wanted more. Duo gave Xiaoling a look, signaling that she wanted to be alone with Fat Girl. Xiaoling smiled knowingly, stood up, and said, Fine, I'll go out and spar with you. Only Duo and Fat Girl remained in the room. After the outsiders had gone far away, Duo snatched the fruit from Fat Girl's hand. If you want to eat, answer me. Are those Beastmen outside your nannies? Or are they mates like Lion Yu? Fat Girl stared blankly out the window, her eyes dazed. Clearly, she did not understand. Disappointed, Duo stuffed the fruit back in her hand and was about to think of another method. Then the kangaroo Beastman pushed open the door and came in. Little Fat Girl ran over happily with the fruit in her arms. The kangaroo Beastman smiled, picked her up, and kissed her cheek. His movements were intimate and natural. Duo was so shocked her eyes nearly fell out. This was clearly interaction between mates. In that case, Fat Girl's nanny really was her mate. Then the big silly bear in her own house. An unacceptable conclusion formed in her mind. The big silly bear was probably also her mate. Duo felt the world spin. She shook her head hard. No, absolutely not. After learning that the black bear Beastman was her mate and not a nanny, she nearly fainted. She locked the bathroom door behind her, her mind a complete mess. When she thought about how females were scarce in the Beastman world and how the nannies and servants at home might increase in number in the future, she could not help covering her face and screaming. No, I absolutely cannot accept this. Outside the door, Lion Yu's anxious roars suddenly sounded. Who's occupying the bathroom? Hurry up and crawl out. Yuan needs to use the toilet. Xiaoling walked over and asked, Have you seen her, Duo? Lion Yu froze. Could it be your female locked herself inside? He immediately turned to get the spare key, but the sound of flushing came from inside. That doesn't sound like Duo. How could a female use the toilet by herself and even flush? Before he finished speaking, the bathroom door opened with a click. Duo walked out expressionlessly. Lion Yu's double chin nearly dropped in shock. You use the toilet by yourself? And your clothes are all neat, without a single stain. Xiaoling, however, appeared very calm. He had long known that Duo was no ordinary female. He merely said calmly, She can use the toilet by herself because I taught her well. Lion Yu sneered with a face full of contempt. Teaching a female to learn that? I think you're just lazy. No sooner had he said this than little Fat Girl in his arms suddenly wailed and peed all over him. Seeing this, Duo glared fiercely at Lion Yu. Look at how you made Yuan hold it in until she wet herself. Is this what you call taking care of her? When she thought about how, if she had ended up in this state, others would manage her like they were serving a baby, she felt chills all over. She turned around angrily and strode away. Xiaoling looked at Fat Girl, who was surrounded by a group of beastmen helping her change clothes and feeding her fruit. His brows furrowed slightly, and he fell into thought. Even the female, publicly recognized in Peace City as having the highest intelligence, was completely unable to take care of herself. Just how high was Duoduo's intelligence? Stupid wolf, let's go. Duo turned back and called to him. Only then did Xiaoling snap out of it and smile. Coming. That night, drums thundered through Peace City. A bonfire party was being held. Duo was as excited as a little jerboa, pulling several fluffy leopard cubs in circles and brainwashing them. The big silly bear watched her energetic appearance and leaned toward Xiaoling, asking softly, "Once Duoduo's period ends, you two should start breeding cubs, right?" A happy smile spread across Xiaolong's face. She had already been in the tribe for over a month. The center had been tracking the progress the whole time. If she still did not get pregnant, there would probably be trouble. 8 days later, Duoduo's period finally ended. This time, the menstrual pain made her break out in cold sweat. Fortunately, after eating a few crystals, the pain eased quite a lot. She just did not feel her mental power surge noticeably like the first time. She secretly calculated that she had to find a way to collect more mental power. Early in the morning, the big silly bear came in carrying roasted fruit. Seeing that Duoduo's complexion was still not very good, he said with distress, "I'll go out of the city today and find some fruits to nourish your body." "Wait," Xiaoling called him to a stop. "After Duo finishes breakfast, I'll go with you." Duoduo's heart skipped a beat. Then a burst of wild joy surged up. She could be home alone again. She could not help lowering her head and laughing mischievously. Xiaoling raised an eyebrow at her. "What does Duo want to go to?" Duo immediately acted like she was possessed by a drama queen, rubbing her eyes and yawning widely. She mumbled that she wanted to sleep. Xiaoling saw through her little thoughts at a glance and could not help holding his 18-pack abs as he laughed loudly. Duo immediately glared at him warily. "What is this stupid wolf laughing about?" Xiaoling reached out and rubbed her head. His fingertips gently pinched her little upturned nose. "If you're sleepy, stay home and rest obediently." After saying that, he and the big silly bear turned and went out. The black bear was still muttering on the road, wondering if it would be dangerous to leave Duo at home alone. A mysterious curve formed at Xiaolong's lips. "Don't worry, I made thorough preparations." He told the big silly bear to wait for him in the forest first, while he turned and walked toward the monitoring center. At home, Duo confirmed that the two had gone far away. She instantly became like a little wildcat freed from its restraints. She took out a bottle of chilled drink and gulped down more than half of it, smacking her lips in satisfaction. "At last, it's time for me, by you, to rule the house." After holding in for so long, she could finally speak freely. She even sang at the top of her lungs. Yo, check it out. Xiaoling is a big stupid cat. She used the stair railing as a slide. Then she ran to the bathroom and proudly wiggled her butt, using the bathroom without closing the door. Feels awesome. She had no idea that a miniature camera was hidden in the potted plant in the corner of the living room. Everything she did at home was being transmitted in real time to Xiaolong's terminal. She set up a simple trap in the yard using a bamboo basket. Before long, she caught a chicken beast perfectly. While processing the chicken, she got covered in feathers. She had turned completely into a little calico cat, yet she was still enjoying herself. On the other side of the feed, Xiaoling put down the coffee cup in his hand. His eyes were full of amazement. He had long known Duo was smart, but he had not expected her to be able to catch a chicken beast so cleverly. For thousands of years, people had only relied on brute force to hunt, but her method was both effortless and efficient. It was as if she naturally understood these things. What shocked him even more was the way she processed the chicken. Plucking, gutting, marinating, every step was as skilled as if she had practiced thousands of times. There was no record of this in any culinary documents of the Beastman world. Before long, the oven dinged. A golden roasted chicken came out. Its oily skin glistened with an enticing shine. The aroma instantly filled the entire house. Duoduo's tears could not help flowing from the corners of her mouth. Unable to wait, she bit down with a big chomp. Hot, hot, hot. It burned her so badly, she kept panting and fanning her mouth with both hands. She nearly burned her lips in his sausages, but still could not bear to let go, continuing to eat until her mouth was shiny with oil. Outside the surveillance feed, Xiaoling watched her greedy appearance and could not help swallowing. He laughed softly. "You're eating so happily. Why get back? I'll have to steal a bite." After Duo ate and drank her fill, she patted her round belly and opened the refrigerator. When she took out that bright red, completely unheated fresh dragon fruit, Xiaolong's face in front of the surveillance screen changed drastically. He sensed something was wrong. He had forgotten to tell Duo that raw dragon fruit in the Beastman world was poisonous. Just eating a raw dragon fruit from the Beastman world actually landed her in the hospital. The dragon fruit seeds quickly took root and sprouted in her stomach. Just now, when she opened the refrigerator and took out the fresh, uncooked dragon fruit, Xiaoling outside the surveillance feed immediately sensed trouble. Duo used a spoon to scoop up the flesh. She impatiently took a big bite. Sweet juice burst across her tongue. It was richer than any fruit she had ever eaten in the apocalypse. Fruit from the Beastman world really was different. She ate while smacking her lips, completely unaware that danger was approaching. Rapid footsteps suddenly came. Duo's heart skipped a beat. Oh no, why did Xiaoling come back so quickly? She hurriedly stuffed the fruit flesh into her mouth. By the time Xiaoling pushed the door open and rushed in, the entire dragon fruit had been eaten clean. She smacked her lips and wanted to act cute, but Xiaolong's expression changed abruptly, his heart instantly leaping to his throat. He strode toward her. Before he could speak, Duo's stomach suddenly rumbled. Her lower abdomen swelled at a visible speed, becoming like a round ball. Duo, does your stomach hurt? Xiaoling hurriedly picked her up. I'll take you to the hospital right now. Duo smiled bitterly and shook her head, indicating that her stomach did not hurt. She had just eaten too much and was full, so there was no need to go to the hospital. But Xiaoling knew the poison of raw dragon fruit took effect extremely fast. If they reached the hospital within 10 minutes, there might still be a way to save her. Without another word, he held her and rushed toward the hospital. At the entrance of the Beast Hospital, Duo's dedicated doctor was already waiting. Xiaoling rushed into the emergency room on his long, 2.5-meter legs. Duo was jostled so badly she felt nauseous. Her stomach was getting more and more swollen. Seeing this, the doctor exclaimed in shock, "It's only been a few days. How did her stomach get so big?" When they learned that she had eaten raw dragon fruit, everyone's expressions changed drastically. They hurriedly took her into the emergency room. As the medical staff prepared to pump her stomach, Duo broke out in cold sweat. "Is raw dragon fruit poisonous? Why do you need to pump my stomach?" She was just about to resist. Suddenly, a sharp pain came from her stomach. The dragon fruit seeds were actually growing and spreading rapidly inside her body. Duo curled up in pain and spat out a mouthful of greenish blood. She rolled around on the sickbed. The doctor handed her an emetic pill. "Take this first to induce vomiting." She pinched her nose and swallowed the foul-smelling pill. The next second, she began vomiting violently. She almost vomited her stomach out. Looking at the wriggling green plant roots in the vomit bucket, Duo was completely stunned. After the doctor cleaned the seeds from her stomach, he asked Xiaoling in confusion, "Are you sure she only ate it 10 minutes ago? Judging by this growth speed, it's been at least half an hour." Xiaoling frowned deeply. It must have been the roasted chicken she ate earlier that accelerated the seed growth. This absolutely could not be spread outside. He could only lie and say he had remembered the time wrong. The doctor was so angry smoke nearly came from his ears. How could you remember something this important wrong? He also suggested that Xiaoling find a few more team members to take care of Duo. Xiaolong's expression darkened. "That has nothing to do with you." The doctor roared, "I'm her exclusive doctor. Her health has everything to do with me." In the infirmary, Duo lay on the sickbed and mumbled, "So hungry. If I'd known raw fruit would sprout in my stomach, I never would have eaten it." Xiaoling walked in and rubbed her head. "You still can't eat right now. I'll make fruit soup for you when we get home." Duo shook her head repeatedly. "No fruit, no fruit." Xiaoling smiled awkwardly. He secretly blamed himself for testing her. Just then, the terminal on his wrist chimed. The Beastman Development Center sent a message saying someone would come to their home tomorrow for an inspection and told him to prepare. Duo mumbled, "Stupid wolf," wanting to know what had happened. Xiaoling soothed her. "It's nothing. You were hospitalized, so they want to come to the house and take a look. They'll probably try to persuade me to find a few more males to take care of you." Duo suddenly sat up from the bed. "No." The corners of Xiaolong's mouth lifted slightly. "Why not? Wouldn't it be good to have a few more males who like you? For example, that big dumb bear covered in muscles." At the thought of the fluffy, silly bear, Duo felt chills all over. I don't have such heavy tastes, okay? Xiaoling was secretly delighted. So Duo cares about me this much. He dotingly rubbed her head. For the sake of your sincere feelings, I absolutely won't add anyone. Duo rolled her eyes. This narcissistic big gray wolf is shameless. She slapped his hand away and deliberately angered him. I like bears. Xiaolang's heart instantly turned ice cold. At that exact moment, the big silly bear rushed in anxiously. How is Duo? After learning that the big silly bear was also her mate, Duo always felt awkward. But she had to admit, he was indeed competent as a nanny, keeping the house spotless. They had just returned home from the Beast Hospital when the doorbell rang. The people from the city center are here. As soon as Xiaoling finished speaking, the black bear had already invited them inside. The goat Beastman waved his hand. Notarus, I'll first assess your home environment. He inspected from the courtyard to the rooms. After inspecting the living room and kitchen, he nodded. The living environment was quite suitable for a female. Xiaoling had long since grown impatient. If there's no problem, please leave. But the goat Beastman pulled a long face. Who said there's no problem? Your team has too few members. You must add more. He pressed his wrist, and a silver screen lit up on his terminal. Several Beastman candidates appeared on it. A fierce wild boar Beastman with tusks, a sleazy hound Beastman drooling all over himself, a black-furred gorilla Beastman beating his chest and roaring, and an unbearably ugly mountain imp Beastman. Duo felt as if she had been struck by lightning. Were these Beastmen here to ward off evil? They were way too scary. The goat Beastman urged her to decide quickly. If she really could not choose, she could take all of them. Duo was so frightened that she plunged straight into Xiaolang's arms. She would not choose them even if she died. She would rather have 4 silly bears than these guys. Xiaoling shielded her behind him and said in a low voice, "Turn off the terminal." You scared Duo. We don't need any new team members. The goat Beastman advised him not to be selfish. 2 males could not take good care of female. Yesterday's bloody incident was a lesson. Xiaoling promised it would not happen again. But the other party refused to let go of the matter and insisted on adding people to his household. Xiaoling could not be bothered to argue and told the black bear, see him out. The goat Beastman, however, brought up the law. This is regulation. Xiaoling sneered. The law states that only if a female is not pregnant after 3 months of forming a family can additional family members be forcibly assigned. Duo and I have only been together for a little over a month. Which law are you relying on? Or are you abusing your authority to force these crooked melons and crack dates on us? The goat Beastman still wanted to argue, but the black bear had already dragged him out. He was so furious that smoke practically came out of his ears. He shouted, I'll come back in 2 months. If Duo still isn't pregnant by then, you must choose from the list I give you. Duo only felt that this world was far too absurd. She did not hate being with Xiaoling. She was even glad he had brought her home back then. But getting pregnant within 2 months was simply impossible. Xiaoling saw through her thoughts and gently lifted her beautiful hair. His tone carried the confidence of strong. Don't be afraid. I won't let those fellows through the door. He reached out to help comb her hair. When his fingertips touched her strands, a tingling itch ran down Duo's neck, and the roots of her ears instantly turned red. Xiaoling thought the room was too hot and pinched her ear. Duo suddenly covered her ears and shouted, Stupid wolf, do you even know how to comb hair? Xiaoling was stunned for a moment. Then he broke into a wide grin, his 18 abdominal muscles trembling along with his laughter. I won't tease you anymore. Come here. I'll comb it properly for you. As he combed and combed, the two of them seemed to have become a real couple. Duo suddenly opened her eyes. It turned out to have been a beautiful dream. Thinking of the scene in the dream, she was so embarrassed she wanted to crawl into a crack in the ground. Seeing that she had woken up, Xiaoling brought over several new outfits for his darling. Duo was choosing between them, but when she saw his handsome yet wicked face, anger rose in her for no reason. She casually tossed the new clothes aside. Huffing angrily, she put on her pet outfit instead. Xiaoling was completely baffled. He rubbed her head. What exactly does Duo like? Duo was just about to move farther away from him when a familiar call came from outside the door. Her eyes lit up. It's Yuan. As she spoke, she ran out in little steps. Outside the door, the lion Beastman was being stopped by the big silly bear, his face flushed with anger. Didn't we agree to visit each other often? It's only been a few days, and you've turned hostile? The black bear remained unmoved. The lion Beastman then brought out the chubby girl. The two sides were at a stalemate when Duo waved her arms and trotted over. The chubby girl immediately opened her arms and came to meet her. Duo handed sugarcane to the girl. Xiaolang said lightly from the side, Duo has things to do today. She can't play with Yuan. As soon as Duo heard this, she grabbed the chubby girl and ran, vanishing in an instant. Xiaolang was full of confusion. What's wrong with her? The lion Beastman laughed smugly. See? Duo and Yuan get along so well. We should visit each other more. Xiaolang clenched his fists, fire in his eyes. I think your hide is itching. Only after night fell did the lion Beastman and the others leave. Xiaolang looked at the empty courtyard and suddenly realized that Duo had been so abnormal today. She had even wanted Lu Yuan to stay over. Could she be avoiding him? I finally made up my mind to reveal the secret in my heart to Xiaolang. I'm different from the female humans here. I can speak normally, and there's nothing wrong with my intelligence. Seeing that Xiaolang did not respond for a long time, Duo's heart sank. Oh no, he wouldn't be thinking of handing me over for research, would he? She secretly clenched her fists, thinking that if there was really no other way, she would knock him out while he was unprepared and escape. Just then, Xiaolang suddenly snapped back to his senses. Without another word, he pulled her tightly into his arms. Never. I will never hand Duo over to any Beastman. When I take the leader's position, you'll be able to be yourself completely and freely. Duo's eyes reddened. She raised her arms and hugged him back. Big stupid wolf, I believe you. But you're hugging me too tightly. Xiaolang chuckled. But Duo is hugging me very tightly too. The young couple embraced each other tightly, their faces filled with happy smiles. Xiaolang handed her an apple. Where did you live before? Duo froze. Fragments of past memories flooded in, the moment she was abandoned by her parents, and the painful days in the sanatorium. Every fragment was covered in thorns. She did not want to touch them again, so she could only say softly, I don't really remember. Xiaolang gently stroked her cheek, his voice tender. If you don't remember, then forget it. There must have been things that made you suffer. It's better to forget. He blinked his bright golden wolf eyes. We're going to live happily together. Duo's little face turned red. She handed the apple back to him. Eat it with me. First, taste the joy of sharing. Xiaolang took a big bite without hesitation. He felt that he was the happiest wolf in the world. Even the 18 abdominal muscles on his body seemed to be cheering for him. Duo looked at his foolish expression, and sweetness filled her heart too. She could not help leaning over and rewarding him with a fragrant kiss. What happened next went too fast for everyone's tastes. I watched it for you. The next day, Duo was admitted to the hospital. The doctor pointed at Xiaolang and scolded sternly. Have you never taken the basic course on caring for females? Xiaolang patted his chest and promised that he had completed every course and knew the textbook by heart. Except, as he propped up his chin and thought, he remembered that he had deleted the most crucial section. The doctor was so angry he almost breathed fire. That is the most essential knowledge. Download it again immediately and relearn it. After he finished examining Duo, he said with a grave expression, her physical characteristics are different from other females. They are closer to the traits of ancient human females. Everyone was shocked when they heard this. Duo inwardly sensed that things were bad. She feared her identity would be exposed. But the doctor suddenly became excited. This should be an atavistic phenomenon. Females nowadays are declining with every generation. Atavism is a wonderful thing. Perhaps we can find the key to improving female quality from Duo. Duo's heart tightened. This Dr. Bao wants to catch me and use me as a lab rat for research. Xiaolang's face darkened. His tone was icy. Based only on the records in an ancient book, you want to judge my Duo? I won't agree. The big black bear immediately stood on the same side as Xiaolang. The powerful pressure released by the two of them frightened Dr. Bao into a cold sweat. Dr. Bao hurriedly explained, I never planned to tell anyone. Otherwise, I wouldn't have sent the nurse away and told only you. I just want to study this privately. It would benefit the Beastman race. I don't want to miss this chance. Xiaolang pondered for a moment and agreed for the time being. But the condition was that it must absolutely not affect Duo's health, and none of her information could be leaked. Dr. Bao noted VP then. The two shook hands and reached an agreement. After returning home, the big black bear suggested, why don't we get rid of Dr. Bao? Xiaolang shook his head. Even if we kill him, another doctor will take over. The black bear grew anxious. What if the center takes Duo back for research? Xiaolong's eyes were firm. Stay calm. Once I defeat the leader and become the new leader, no Beastman will dare touch Duo. The next morning, Duo lay on the bed, aching all over. She wanted to recover quickly, so she took out a crystal from under the pillow and ate it without hesitation. The pain immediately eased a great deal. Just then, the big black bear pushed the door open and came in. The captain went out to train. I'll change your medicine for you. Duo remembered Xiaolong's warning. I still can't completely trust that bear. Some beastmen take advantage of the captain's absence to violate females. Her heart instantly grew tense. She had promised Xiaolang to keep pretending in front of the black bear, but being alone with him at this moment made her feel extremely awkward. When the black bear approached, Duo suddenly shouted, "Ah!" The black bear froze, then softened his voice. "Be good, Duo. Your wound needs to be cleaned and medicated in time, or it will get inflamed." Duo slapped his hand away with a smack and gestured that she could do it herself. Just then, the terminal on the black bear's wrist suddenly rang. Xiaolong's angry voice came through. "Big stupid bear, what are you trying to do to Duo?" After officially becoming Xiaolong's mate, only she and the big silly bear were left at home. The black bear wanted to help clean the wound on her leg, but Duo refused to let him come close no matter what. Just then, the terminal on the black bear's wrist suddenly lit up and Xiaolong's image popped out. He asked angrily, "Big stupid bear, what are you trying to do to Duo?" "I wanted to help Duo wash up and clean her wound," the black bear hurriedly explained. Xiaolang waved his hand. "No need. I installed an automatic cleaning function on the toilet. Duo can go to the bathroom and take care of herself." The black bear nodded, but Duo stared at the bloodstains on Xiaolang in the image and cried anxiously, "Wolf, wolf, blood, blood." The black bear quickly comforted her. "That's plant sap, not blood. Don't worry." Looking at Duo's anxious expression, a trace of envy crossed his heart. If I were injured, would she care about me this much too? Afterward, the black bear went to the kitchen to boil eggs. Duo came over holding a bowl of egg mixture and gestured for him to steam it. The black bear sniffed it curiously. Duo wants to heat up this egg water and drink it? Can this be drunk? Duo nodded blindly and made tasty sounds. The black bear took the bowl. "All right, I'll steam it for you." Before long, fragrant steamed egg custard came out of the pot. The tender, smooth custard glistened with oil, and Duo's tears could not help flowing from the corners of her mouth. The black bear looked puzzled. How did this egg water solidify after being heated? Duo secretly laughed. "Hee, never eaten it before, have you?" She scooped up a spoonful of egg custard, put it into an eggshell, and handed it to the big silly bear to let him taste it. The black bear's little heart pounded wildly. Duo gave me food. Is she confessing her love to me? Seeing that he did not react for a long time, Duo could not help crying, "Ah." Her hand was getting sore from holding it up. "What are you spacing out for? Take it already." The black bear took one bite and chewed the eggshell together with the egg custard, crunching away and eating with relish. Duo was full of frustration. "I told you to eat the egg custard. I didn't tell you to gnaw on the eggshell, and I definitely didn't tell you to suck my hand." Seeing him even enjoy the eggshell, Duo was speechless. What a talent. The black bear stared straight at Duo, his eyes full of emotion. "This is the second time Duo has given me food. I still kept the piece of fragrant tune wood you gave me last time." Duo froze. It was just a little piece of wood, yet he had kept it until now. Wait, does giving food have some special meaning here? The black bear chuckled foolishly. "Females only give food to males they like." I never expected that after only meeting a few times, Duo would confess to me. Duo screamed inwardly. "Back then, I only gave it to you because I pitied you." She had only wanted to do a good deed, but she never expected the Beastman world to have such a bizarre custom, causing the big black bear to misunderstand so deeply. That night, Duo tossed and turned, unable to sleep. She had to think of a way to make the big silly bear give up completely without hurting him. Just then, a familiar voice came from outside. Xiaolang had returned. Hearing that he was injured, Duo immediately rushed out. Xiaolang and the black bear both froze on the spot. How did she run out by herself? Duo quickly stepped forward to bandage Xiaolang's wound. Her eyes were full of heartache, but Xiaolang grinned. "It's fine. Getting injured during training is normal." As he spoke, he took out a red crystal. "With this, I can quickly break through to materializing my energy." Duo said sternly. What do you mean it's fine? Going into the deep mountains alone is too dangerous. Xiaolang rubbed his forehead against her head. Once I defeat the leader and become the leader myself, you won't have to work so hard pretending anymore. A few days later, Duo slapped a leash into Xiaolang's hands. She asked angrily, "Tell me, what is this?" Xiaolang laughed awkwardly. "This is for me to use. The interaction guide says this can prevent females from getting hurt. Ordinary beastmen only need a 4-piece set. Wolf beastmen need 1 extra piece tied around the waist. I didn't expect the big stupid bear to mistakenly think it was for you." Duo rolled her eyes. Beastmen even had strange tastes like this? She grabbed the instruction manual beside her and tore it to shreds. "Big bad wolf, did you still want to tie me up like a pet?" As she spoke, she raised her little fists and hammered Xiaolang's 18 abdominal muscles. Xiaolang narrowed his eyes slightly. He pulled her into his arms and deliberately wailed, "Ouch, ouch. It hurts so much. Duo injure me. You have to compensate me properly." Duo immediately stopped, a little flustered. "How could that be? I didn't even use any strength." The corners of Xiaolang's mouth lifted. He leaned close to her ear. "I was teasing you." He took out a bottle of softening ointment. "I won't let you suffer any more harm." Duo hurriedly retreated. "You were injured so badly. You should rest properly." But Xiaolang grabbed her hand and suddenly flexed his arm, showing off his solid muscles. His eyes were full of expectation. "My body is in excellent shape. In this beastman world, human females could not speak. Only Duo, who had transmigrated here, was a normal person. She had become mates with the big gray wolf Xiaolang. There was also a silly black bear nanny at home. Thinking of the embarrassing incident last night, Duo was so ashamed she wanted to crawl into a crack in the ground. Tearfully, she rushed out the door. She ran straight into the big silly bear. With a thud, she crashed firmly into the other party's rock-hard 28 abdominal muscles. Her head instantly buzzed. Xiaolang hurried forward and held her. He scolded the big, stupid bear. "What's wrong with you? You stood there like a wooden post and watched Duo crash into you." The black bear quickly apologized. Duo, "I'm sorry. My abs are as hard as iron. Did I hurt you?" Duo's face turned as red as sunset clouds. She stormed away angrily and shut herself in the room with a bang. Xiaolang and the black bear looked at each other. Duo is angry. She must have hit herself really painfully. The next day, Xiaolang took her to the mall to shop. As they walked, he said, "Coming out for a stroll should improve your mood, right?" "I knew it. You got angry because you got hurt at home." Duo glared at him. "Stupid wolf. You don't understand anything." Her anger value instantly soared to 100%. Xiaolang could only use his superpower, frantically buying things. After coaxing her and accompanying her for half the day, Duo's anger finally subsided a little. The two arrived at the rest area and saw 2 beastmen blocking the path. Xiaolang roared, "Move! Don't block the way." The beastman had originally been arrogant. "Who dares speak to me like that?" But when he looked up and saw Xiaolang, he was so frightened he almost wet his diaper. He ran off faster than his own pants. Duo broke into a sweat. Was Xiaolang really that scary? She did not know that Xiaolang had deliberately frightened those people away so that she could speak at ease. Duo, tell me, why exactly are you angry?" Xiaolang asked softly. Duo froze. She whispered, "Becoming mates with a beast man always makes me feel embarrassed. When I think that I might have to give birth to cubs in the future, I feel even more a loss." Xiaolang suddenly leaned close and gently stroked her cheek. "In the Beastman world, this is completely normal. If you're unwilling, I will never force you." Duo had only picked up a few golden stones in the pool, yet in the next second, a beautiful man suddenly sprang out. But in the blink of an eye, that man vanished without a trace. Immediately after, a green sphere emerged from the water. With a faint voice it called, "Yeah, save me." Time seemed to instantly rewind to her childhood. This green sphere was actually her only playmate when she was young, and only she could see it. Back then, her parents thought she had a mental illness and planned to send her to a sanatorium. The green sphere hopped to the window and gestured for her to go out and play together. Little Yia helplessly covered her mouth. "But Mom and Dad won't let me go out." Then she thought about it. Her family lived on the 2nd floor. Climbing down the drain pipe and then climbing back up should not be hard. She could not help covering her mouth and giggling. The green sphere shot out the window. Little Yia also rushed after it. Afraid she would fall, her father sealed the window shut. Her mother grabbed her arm, both anxious and angry. Yia, how could you climb a window? It's too dangerous. You're not allowed to do this again. Do you understand? Little Yia rubbed her fingers together and muttered softly. It was Ball who wanted to go out and play. Her mother instantly grew furious. You're talking nonsense again. There is no such thing as Ball in this world. Seeing that her mother did not believe her, huge tears rolled from the corners of her eyes. Her mother became even more emotional. Tell Mommy that you didn't see any Ball. You were lying to Mommy, weren't you? Just then, the green sphere suddenly flew toward her mother's head. Little Yia hurriedly shouted, Ball, move away. Don't hit Mommy. Her mother was shocked by this sudden scene, and her heart trembled violently. She completely broke down. Little Yia did not want her mother to be sad, so she could only lie. Mommy, don't cry. Yia lied to you. I didn't see Ball. She also made a shushing gesture to the green sphere. Stop messing around. Go to the side first. But her father saw all of this. The next day, she was sent to the dim, gloomy sanatorium. When she was tied up and forced to undergo painful electrotherapy, she desperately shouted, Ball, appear quickly. Tell them you're not an illusion. I'm not sick. But no matter how she shouted, the green sphere never appeared. At this moment, Duodwa's tears fell drop by drop into the pool. The green sphere slowly approached her. Duo waved her hand and slapped at it fiercely. Go away. Don't touch me. Back then, when I was sent to the sanatorium, you disappeared. What do you mean by appearing now? Do you want to make me get locked up again? Get lost. I never want to see you again. Hearing the shouting, Xiaolang and the black bear immediately rushed toward the sacred water pool. Xiaolang leaped with a whoosh. In an instant, he flashed behind Duo and hugged her tightly. Duo, what's wrong? Duo turned back and saw that it was him. Her vision went black, and she instantly fainted in his arms. She was rushed to the Beast Hospital when the doctor diagnosed Duo with a mental illness and said it would be best for her to be hospitalized for treatment. Duodwa's heart turned to ashes. No matter which world I'm in, can I never escape this fate? Why does Ball always appear and mess up my life? Just as she was despairing, Xiaolang spoke. Duo isn't going anywhere. She isn't sick and doesn't need treatment. In her dim eyes, the light of hope immediately returned. But Dr. Bao insisted that Duo accept treatment. Xiaolang said unhappily, look at other females. They often lose control of their emotions too. No one ever says they have mental problems. Why is it an illness when it comes to Duo? Seeing that the two were arguing endlessly, Duo sat up from the hospital bed, stepped forward, and hugged Xiaolang. She whispered in his ear, stop arguing. Watch me. Xiaolang was full of question marks. Duo suddenly pretended to be afraid and gestured with both hands. In the water, bug. Big bug. Xiaolang instantly understood. Duo was saying she had seen a big bug in the sacred water pool. Duo nodded hard. Xiaolang immediately spoke confidently. No wonder Duo lost control of her emotions. Females are most afraid of bugs. Duo, don't be afraid. No one can hurt you. This move really worked. Dr. Bao fell into thought. Could I have judged wrong? In the end, he compromised and let Xiaolang take Duo home. The young couple smiled at each other. They had finally escaped disaster. The corners of Xiaolang's mouth lifted. He gently pinched Duodwa's arm. Duo was stunned at first, then understood. She pinched his hand in return, as if saying, thank you for cooperating too, my favorite stupid wolf. He actually let the big black bear sleep in the same room as Duo, only because he and Duo had been bonded for more than 2 months. Yet there was still no movement in Duodwa's belly. If she still was not pregnant in 20 days, the center would forcibly add more members to their team. Xiaolang absolutely would not allow those crooked melons and crack dates of Beastmen through the door. He turned to look at the big black bear and secretly made up his mind. He got up and strode out the window, his face uglier than a stone in a cesspit. Duo looked puzzled. What's wrong with this guy now? Xiaolang grabbed the iron railing in front of the window and bent it. He roared, big stupid bear. Duo quickly covered her ears. The big black bear hurried over. What is it? Xiaolang said solemnly. Tonight, you sleep in the same room as Duo. The black bear froze on the spot, and the hand holding the teacup trembled slightly. Duodwa's heart shook. She snatched the teacup from the black bear's hand and smashed it toward Xiaolang. She cursed inwardly. Big stupid wolf. How can you push me toward someone else? What do you take me for? Seeing Duo so emotional, the black bear inevitably felt a little disappointed. Duo, are you unwilling? Duo rolled her eyes at him. Yes, extremely unwilling. Seeing this, Xiaoling pulled her into his arms and explained to the big black bear, "She's angry at me. It has nothing to do with you. Go prepare first." The black bear was delighted. I knew Duo was willing. She gave me food. She must like me. Xiaoling hurriedly comforted Duo. Duo, listen to me. We're out of time. This is the only way. You don't want those beastmen coming into our home, do you? Duo bit her lip tightly. She shook off his hand and poked his chest. You'd better not regret this. After saying that, she stormed back to the room. Xiaoling secretly blamed himself for not being strong enough. Otherwise, he would not have been coerced by these Beastman rules. Duo sulked in the room. Other than Xiaoling, she truly could not accept a second Beastman. At that moment, there was a knock at the door. The big black bear, wearing a fresh set of clothes, pushed the door open and entered. He came into the room, closed the door, and pulled open a drawer, as if searching for something important. Duo's heart suddenly skipped a beat. She jumped off the bed and hurriedly tried to slip away. I'd better leave here quickly. If the big black bear gets excited and loses control, that won't be a joke. Just as she reached the doorway, the black bear blocked her path. Duo only wanted to run out quickly, but in the black bear's eyes, it became her taking the initiative to run toward him. The black bear grabbed her in a hug. Duo pushed him away with all her strength, retreated to the corner of the bed in quick steps, and curled up into a ball. She broke out in a cold sweat from fear, but the big silly bear thought she was shy. Duo was speechless to the extreme. What kind of eyes do you have? This is fear. The big silly bear sat shyly beside her. He pulled open the bedside drawer, preparing to take something out. Duo wanted to cry, but had no tears. Big stupid bear, can't you see I'm scared? She picked up the blanket as defense and was trying to find a way to escape when the black bear took out a gift and handed it to her. Duo thought, such an exquisite box. What precious thing is inside? Big stupid bear, I won't be bribed by you. The black bear smiled slightly and opened the gift box with a snap. Duo froze at once. Inside the box was actually the piece of fragrant tune which she had given the black bear. The black bear had treated this piece of wood as a token of love and kept it until now, never willing to eat it. Duo's face turned as black as the bottom of a pot. She snatched the wood from his hand and smashed it against the wall with a clang. The black bear rushed forward in panic to pick up the wood. Duo strode over and reached out for it. The black bear carefully handed the wood to her. Duo, don't throw it again. If it breaks, then, before he could finish speaking, Duo suddenly raised the piece of wood. The black bear cried out, Duo, don't. But the wood had already broken through the window and been thrown out. The black bear froze on the spot. Does Duo not like fragrant tune wood? Duo completely erupted and shouted, hate wood, hate bear. The black bear's heart instantly felt as if pierced by 10,000 arrows. His legs trembled slightly. With a stagger, he collapsed to his knees. So Duo gave me fragrant tune wood not because she liked me, but because she hated fragrant tune wood and hated me. Only now did he understand that he had been flattering himself. Duo had never liked him. Duo did not want the big silly bear to sink deeper and could only use this method. She had just been about to walk out of the room when the black bear grabbed her. He hugged her tightly and cried humbly, it's all right. I like Duo. Being by Duo's side is enough. Duo was squeezed so tightly she could hardly breathe. She feared it would be terrible if the black bear lost his reason, so she shouted loudly. The black bear hurriedly let go. Hearing the noise, Xiaoling rushed in. The black bear wanted to become Duo's mate, but was heartlessly rejected. Just as his emotions grew more and more agitated, Xiaoling rushed in after hearing the noise and roared angrily, Big stupid bear, what did you do to Duo? At that moment, his heart was filled with regret. He should not have pushed Duo toward the black bear. The black bear explained shakily, we didn't do anything. Duo suddenly clutched her stomach and cried that it hurt. Xiaoling saw Duo glaring fiercely at him and instantly understood everything. He quickly picked her up and hurried to the beast hospital. He secretly rejoiced that nothing had happened. Everything could still be salvaged. Duo suddenly bit his arm. Xiaoling knew she was still angry and let her tear at him. He said softly, I'm sorry, Duo. I was wrong. It doesn't matter if there are no children. I'll take you away from here. The world is so big. There will always be a place for us. At the hospital, Dr. Bao suspected that Duo was pregnant. Xiaoling immediately denied it. Impossible. Her period just came 2 days ago. That's why I arranged for the big silly bear and Duo to. Duo glared at him fiercely. Stupid wolf, you still have the nerve to say it. The doctor suggested doing an ultrasound first. He asked Xiaolang to carry Duo to the ultrasound room. Xiaolang had just reached out when Duo angrily shook him off and walked toward the ultrasound room by herself. She thought to herself, after we get back, if Xiaolang forces me to be with the black bear again, I'll set his house on fire and run away from home. Duo, you're going the wrong way. The ultrasound room is on the other side. Dr. Bao suddenly called out to her. The examination results showed that all indicators were normal. Xiaolang had an idea now. Duo had pretended to be sick on purpose to reject the black bear. Something's wrong, Dr. Bao suddenly exclaimed. Xiaolang asked anxiously, what is it? The doctor held the instrument and slid it back and forth over Duo's belly. Xiaolang and the black bear were as anxious as ants on a hot pan. Duo also broke into a cold sweat. A moment later, the doctor let out a long breath and smiled. Congratulations. Duo is pregnant. Duo's face was full of disbelief. Xiaolang also froze on the spot. How is that possible? Her period just came. Dr. Bao explained, a very small number of females may still bleed a little after becoming pregnant, but all 3 of your cubs are very healthy. Don't worry, Duo secretly marveled. There are 3 little lives in my belly, but I don't feel anything at all. Dr. Bao wanted them to listen. He took the instrument and slid it repeatedly over her belly. At last, thump-thump heartbeat sounds came through. Duo was incredibly excited inside. She never expected that she was about to become a mother. Her heart filled with anticipation for the arrival of the little lives. Xiaolang could hardly hide his excitement either. Duo, did you hear that? Those are our cubs' heartbeats. Duo smiled faintly and nodded gently. The young couple were overjoyed and hugged each other tightly. Dr. Bao, standing nearby, was full of envy. This was the first time he had seen a female so happy while embracing the father of her children. The big black bear looked at this scene. He was happy for them, yet could not hide his sense of loss. Can I still become part of them? After returning home, Xiaolang proposed separating from the black bear. The big black bear refused decisively. I didn't do anything wrong. You can't drive me away. Xiaolang's face darkened. Duo can't accept you. I can't help that. To compensate you, I'll give you half my property. Go buy another female and build your own family. The black bear slammed the table angrily, his emotions surging. I don't need that. This is my home. Xiaolang's eyes turned cold. That's not up to you. The 2 sides instantly became tense, on the verge of fighting. Duo heard the noise outside the door and sensed something was wrong. She immediately rushed out. Wolf, what's wrong? Seeing Duo come out, Xiaolang hurriedly forced a smile. Nothing. The light bulb in the living room burst. He had no choice but to let the black bear stay for the time being. He also decided to find a temporary team member to take care of Duo. Xiaolang found Duo a temporary team member, wanting him to temporarily replace the black bear's position. Duo's body trembled violently. Thinking that in the Beastman world, a team member was equivalent to a mate, she felt as if struck by 5 bolts of lightning. Big stupid wolf, why did you find me another partner again? In the kitchen, the big black bear originally wanted this little fox to make roast chicken for Duo. But then he thought again. The Beastman world forbade eating meat. If this fox could not keep his mouth shut and went around talking nonsense, he would definitely bring trouble to Duo. Right now, he absolutely could not be allowed to touch matters in the kitchen. He had to be sent away first. So he told the fox to deliver sugarcane juice to Duo. The little fox immediately beamed. He secretly rejoiced. He never expected to get close to Duo so soon. Although he was only a temporary team member for now, as long as he won her heart, becoming official would be a matter of minutes. Watching the foxes departing back, the black bear secretly clenched his fists. If Huxian dares mess around, I absolutely won't spare him. A stranger had suddenly appeared in the house, and Xiaolang had gone out training again. Duo felt uncomfortable all over, always feeling that this newly arrived fox gave off a strange vibe. Just as she was thinking about it, the fox suddenly pushed the door open and entered. He frantically made eyes at her. Duo, have some freshly squeezed sugarcane juice. Duo instantly got goosebumps all over. This fox did not look like a decent beast at all. He took the sugarcane juice and stared at the other party's beaming face. He thought the fox was at least behaving properly. Maybe his movements were just a little exaggerated. The little fox smiled smugly and sat down beside Duo. With a smack, he propped his hand on the edge of the bed and leaned closer and closer. Duo has been secretly looking at me. She must think I'm handsome. Has she fallen for me? Duo really could not hold it in. With a puff, she sprayed all the sugarcane juice in her mouth onto his face. The little fox instantly lost it. My smooth, gorgeous fur brilliant as gemstones. Covering his face, he shouted and ran out. Duo wiped the juice from the corner of her mouth and snorted coldly. That's what you get for being narcissistic. Let me wash your brain and wake you up. She shook her head helplessly. This fox was far too unreliable. She had to make Xiaoling fire him quickly. Hearing the commotion, the big black bear came in. Duo, you weren't frightened, were you? If anything happens, just call me. I'll be in the kitchen. Compare like this. Duo suddenly felt that the big silly bear was much more reliable than this fox. But in the end, she could not respond to the big black bear's feelings. Before long, the little fox came to Duo's room again. His face carried undisguised disappointment and unwillingness. Why did it feel like Duo rejected him so much? Her self-awareness was far too strong. He pushed open the door and walked in. Using his fluffy tail, he gently rubbed Duo's cheek and said confidently, "My tail feels very comfortable. Duo, do you want to touch it?" The corners of his mouth rose slightly as he secretly felt pleased. So what if her self-awareness is strong? No female can resist the temptation of a fox's tail. Let's see if I don't charm you to death this time. Duo reached out and rubbed the fox's tail, unable to help sighing. This fluffy tail is so soft. The little fox was delighted inside. He took the bait, didn't you? But he was happy for less than 3 seconds before he cried out in pain. Duo had pulled out a clump of his fur. All right, stop touching it. He grabbed Duo's hand and pouted. You touched my tail, so it's only fair that you let me kiss you. Duo was startled and angrily scolded him. How disgusting. You hooligan fox. At the critical moment, the tattooed big black bear rushed in. Duo quickly hid behind him. The fox was so frightened, he almost wet himself. He hurriedly defended himself. I was just teasing Duo with my tail. After teasing her, I accidentally brushed her eye and scared her. The big black bear carefully sniffed Duo and found that there really was only the smell of fox fur. So he straightened up and warned him, control your tail. You're not allowed to tease Duo casually. Duo leaned close to the big black bear's ear and whispered he wanted to kiss me. The big black bear's face immediately darkened. Rage ignited all around him, followed by a loud crash. The fox was punched by him and fled in a sorry state. The fox could not understand why the big black bear suddenly attacked. Little did he know that Duo had already quietly told the big black bear about his obscene behavior. How could the big black bear let him off? With an angry roar, he chased him out. Duo was somewhat curious. This fox clearly looked very weak, so why was he so fast when he ran? His destructive power was quite strong too. The big black bear grabbed the fox's tail. With a bang, he slammed him heavily onto the ground. The fox was in so much pain, he could barely breathe. The big black bear's face was even darker than his fur. He angrily scolded him. You dare to take liberties with Duo. If I weren't afraid of frightening her, I'd pound you into meat paste. He actually wanted to become Duo's mate. Just as he puckered his lips to kiss her, the big black bear grabbed his tail. He swung him hard and threw him out the front door, nearly killing him. The big black bear thought angrily. As he patted the fox fur stuck to his body, I really don't know what Xiaoling was thinking, recruiting such scum. Bear. Duo walked out. The big black bear immediately put on a smile. Duo, don't be afraid. The guy's already been thrown out by me. Duo was still shaken. Beastmen were too scary. If she were home alone and ran into a bad beast, she could only let herself be bullied. The big black bear reached out a large hand to support her. Duo looked at his simple and honest face and thought to herself that if there had to be a beastman at home to protect her, Bear was more reliable than other beastmen. But in her heart, she ultimately only wanted to spend her life as a pair with Xiaoling. Seeing Duo's eyes turn red, the big black bear clenched his fists and was about to go settle the score with the fox. Duo grabbed him. Shouldn't we eat? She was afraid the big black bear would strike too hard and cause trouble. The big black bear turned toward the fox outside the wall and roared angrily. If your foot so much as touches the courtyard ground, I'll tear you apart and feed you to the chickens. The little fox trembled in fear. Only after the big black bear and Duo went inside did he dare let out a long breath. He flipped back onto the top of the wall and used a comb to groom his fur, stubbornly saying, "You won't let me touch the ground? Then I insist on touching it. What do you do to me?" However, he was arrogant for less than 3 seconds before sugarcane stalks suddenly came whistling over one after another. He was so frightened he shrank back outside the wall. The big black bear brought over a bundle of sugarcane. Sitting in the courtyard, he shouted, "Duo, duo, I'll peel sugarcane for you to eat. I guarantee not even a fly will get in." The fox went mad with anger. He was clearly keeping watch on me. When Xiaoling comes back, you'll be in trouble. With a big black bear guarding her, Duo Duo felt much more at ease. The doorbell rang, and Xiaoling walked in. The fox immediately shouted excitedly, "Boss, the big black bear wants to drive me away, and he even wants to kill me." Duo Duo retorted angrily, "You're lying." Bad fox. She wanted to step forward and explain, but Xiaoling raised a hand. "Duo Duo, don't come over. I know what's going on." His face suddenly changed as he said sternly to the fox, "Wuxin, come here." The fox thought he had someone backing him up. He jumped into the courtyard with a whoosh, criticizing the big black bear as he walked closer. The big black bear listened until his fangs ground together. Just as he wanted to defend himself, the fox chattered on, "Duo Duo really likes my tail." She kept playing with it. "It's only this stupid bear who keeps getting in the way." The big black bear's face turned ashen. Duo Duo cursed inwardly, shameless jerk. He must have used his tail to seduce plenty of females. "I really want to shave all the fur off your tail. Let's see how you'll harm others then." The fox was still boasting obsequiously, "Boss, I took excellent care of Duo Duo. You can smell her. Her body only has my tail." Before he could finish, Xiaoling grabbed him by the throat. His eyes blazed with fury. "I told you before, you are not allowed to do bad things to Duo Duo. Did you treat my words as nothing?" After that, the fox was tied up tightly, and the fur on his tail was shaved clean. A blazing fire was set up. Duo Duo angrily grabbed a handful of fox fur. She threw it into the fire and burned it. The big black bear secretly blamed himself for not protecting Duo Duo well. Duo Duo handed him a clump of fox fur, thinking he also wanted to burn some. The big black bear awkwardly waved his hand. "I won't burn it. You burn it." Seeing the firelight, Xiaoling broke through the door. "Duo Duo, put down." Duo Duo was speechless. "The front door has been kicked broken by you again. How many times has it been now? Can you calm down when something happens?" After he replaced the fire basin for her, Xiaoling explained, "Wuxin has already been detained. I have evidence. He can't argue his way out of it." Duo Duo frowned. "Evidence? Could the big gray wolf have installed surveillance cameras in my room?" The big black bear stepped forward and questioned Xiaoling. "I don't object to finding a temporary team member, but you should understand the other party's character before bringing him home." Xiaoling's face darkened. He gripped Duoduo's hand, filled with guilt as he promised, "I won't look for temporary team members again." He gently stroked Duoduo's slightly swollen lower belly. He said softly, "In another month and a half, our cubs will be born. I'll train them well. Once they grow to 1 year old, they'll be able to protect their mother." Duo Duo smoothly gave birth to 3 little wolf cubs. While she was struggling through labor, several vines rustled in through the window. The big black bear's heart tightened. He opened the door and was instantly dumbfounded. Dense waves of bone vines were surging toward them. On this side, Duo Duo had just breathed a sigh of relief when a vine suddenly rested on her head. She sensed strange spiritual bodies approaching around her and looked around in fear. The next second, she suddenly fainted. Xiaoling hurriedly picked her up and carried her out of the delivery room. He ran straight into the big black bear, who was covered in a mess. The big black bear hastily stepped back, afraid of dirtying Duo Duo. "What happened to you?" Xiaoling frowned deeply. The big black bear explained. A huge patch of bone vines suddenly appeared in the corridor around the corner. "I already dealt with them. It's fine." Xiaoling carried Duo Duo back to the ward. When they passed the corner, Duo Duo smelled a strong scent of plant sap. It was the smell left behind after the big black bear dealt with the vines. After returning to the ward, the big black bear had just brought the babies in when Duo Duo anxiously wanted to see them. Xiaoling took the little wolf cubs and placed them in front of her, looking at the 3 adorable yet sturdy little ones. Duoduo's face was full of disbelief. She had actually given birth to 3. She gently pinched a little wolf's paw and only felt it was unbelievably soft. Xiaoling chuckled. "Very soft, right? Newborn wolf cubs' paws are the softest." Looking at this happy scene, the big black bear was full of envy and quietly left the room. The little milk wolves wriggled and howled. Xiaoling hurriedly told Duo Duo to let go. "Don't get scratched by their little claws." Duo Duo nuzzled the little wolves. "It's fine. I'm the cub's mother." The next day, the bone vines suddenly grew wildly, but moments later, they quickly withered again. The Beastmen were in panic. They worried that the bone vines suppressing the seal would completely die out. The leader shouted, "Silence. Everyone's ears buzzed from his roar. He reassured them, the death of the bone vines is pure nonsense. Seeing that the crowd was still whispering, the leader stomped his foot heavily. With me here, the bone vines will not die, and the seal absolutely will not break. Elsewhere, Duo slowly woke up. She stretched lazily. Beside her, the little wolves whimpered and waved their tiny paws. Seeing that the babies were awake too, she hopped out of bed. She opened the window to let them bask in the sun. Suddenly, a bone vine crawled to the window. Duo curiously picked it up. At that moment, Xiaoling walked in. Seeing the bone vine in her hand, his heart jolted. Duo, throw it away. That's a bone vine. It's too dangerous. He quickly snatched the vine and threw it into the trash can, explaining before the bone vines were sealed, they specifically captured females. After catching them, they would toy with and abuse them until they died. As he spoke, he sprinkled plant-killing agent into the trash can. He said sternly, from now on, no matter what form of bone vine you encounter, you must run far away. Duo nervously rubbed her hands, her expression dazed. Xiaoling regretted being too emotional and hurriedly apologized. Duo, I'm sorry. I got too worked up and frightened you. He pulled her into his arms. Duo, however, remembered her childhood. This vine was exactly the same as the one her mother had planted in their yard. Ball had also appeared back then. Could the bone vine be Ball? But she felt that Ball would not be so cruel. At the sacred water pool, she had clearly heard Ball's cry for help. Maybe Ball had been forced to be sealed together with the bone vines. Just like how she had been forced into the sanatorium back then. She excitedly clenched her fists. She asked Xiaoling to take her to the sacred water pool, but the next second, her stomach suddenly hurt sharply. Xiaoling wanted to call a doctor. She grabbed him. No need. Transparent crystals will do. We have to hurry to the sacred water pool and scoop some up. Xiaoling looked troubled. The sacred water pool only opens during sacrifices. I'll take you there during next month's sacrifice. Duo could only give up. The doctor asked Xiaoling to step outside and taught him how to care for a female after giving birth. When he returned to the ward, he unexpectedly ran into the hateful Lion Yu. Xiaolong's gaze turned cold. Lion, you spoke frivolously. I heard Duo gave birth yesterday. My Yuan has been bought back for more than half a year, but there's been no movement at all. He licked his lips. Brother Wolf, your luck is still better. I saw Duo at the hospital yesterday. She's getting more and more beautiful. Xiaoling told him to get lost. But Lion Yu rushed forward in one step and wrapped an arm around his shoulder. Brother Wolf, don't leave. The next second, Xiaolong's whole body ignited with fury. Lion Yu's hand was instantly burned red, but he still refused to let it go. I want to say something related to Duo. Xiaoling stopped. He said coldly, what crooked idea are you having now? Lion Yu gave an obscene, wicked smile. Look at my Yuan. Her looks and intelligence are among the best in Peace City. Beastmen are lining up to join my team. Xiaoling looked impatient. What does that have to do with Duo? What exactly do you want to say? Lion Yu smiled wickedly and leaned to his ear, whispering, let's swap females. Before he finished speaking, Xiaoling punched him flying. This scum actually dared to set his sights on Duo. From now on, Xiaoling would beat him every time he saw him. The lion had started having improper ideas about Duo and actually wanted to become her mate. Xiaoling was instantly furious and sent Lion Yu flying with one punch, resolving this. Bit of trouble. He quickly walked toward Duo's ward. Just as he reached the door, he heard strange sounds coming from inside the room. Xiaolong's gaze turned cold. Could that big stupid bear also have improper thoughts about Duo? He kicked the door flying and roared, let go of Duo. The big black bear and Duo were both stunned by the sudden commotion. It turned out that when the little wolf cubs were drinking milk, they had wet Duo's clothes. The big silly bear had only wanted to help her change into clean clothes. Seeing this, Xiaoling could only chuckle foolishly to hide his embarrassment. But when he saw the big black bear looking at Duo with that slightly infatuated gaze, displeasure rose in his heart again. Why did you force Duo to change clothes? The big black bear was about to explain. Then one little wolf suddenly coughed up several mouthfuls of milk. Duo's heart instantly jumped in her throat. Xiaoling quickly and carefully picked up that wolf cub, gently patting the cub's back with his finger to help him expel the milk he had choked on. Only after the little wolf caught his breath did Xiaoling let out a long sigh of relief. The big black bear looked at the little wolf in Xiaolong's hand and suddenly discovered that the little fellow had a patch of tea-colored fur on his chest. At first, Xiaoling thought it was dirt, but no matter how he wiped, it would not come off. His face was full of shock. There had never been tea-colored genes in his family, unless the cub had inherited Duoduo's genes. In the Beastman world, if a child inherited the mother's genes, it would be a major discovery that could solve the Beastman's reproduction problem. But for this little family, it could be a disaster. The development center would definitely take the female away for research. For Duoduo's safety, Xiaoling hurriedly found a coloring pen. He colored all 3 cubs with the same fur color as his own. Watching this scene, Duo felt her worldview had been overturned. Children resembling their mother was so special in the Beastman world that it needed to be disguised. Would she have to disguise everything related to herself for the rest of her life? Oh no, yesterday, would the doctors and nurses who helped with the delivery have seen the cub's fur color? The big black bear suddenly called out. Xiaoling put down the coloring pen. At that time, the cub's fur hadn't been wiped dry before they were carried away. They probably didn't notice. 3 days later, as soon as the family returned home, Xiaoling immediately went out to train without stopping, leaving the big black bear at home to take care of Duo and the cubs. A few more days passed, and the cubs opened their eyes. The eldest and second had wolf eyes like Xiaolong's. Only the third had narrow double-lidded eyes like Duoduo's. Although everyone liked those special eyes very much, the more the cub resembled Duo, the more dangerous it was. From then on, Xiaoling became even more desperate in his training. In the blink of an eye, a month passed, and it was the 4th day again. Duo wanted to obtain the Bone Vine's power. She felt that only by releasing the Bone Vine would she have a chance. She carefully fixed her appearance. The moment she walked out the door, Xiaoling was deeply captivated. He rushed up in one step and could not help kissing her little mouth. He praised, Duo, you're as beautiful as a fairy today. Just as the two looked at each other affectionately, the big black bear came over holding the little wolves. The cubs have only just turned 1 month old. Is it all right to take them to the sacrificial grounds? Besides, the third one's eyes. Xiaoling interrupted. It's fine. The third one's eye color is the same as mine. Only the shape is different. It's not too conspicuous. Before long, they arrived at the sacrificial grounds. The little wolves barked wildly at unfamiliar beastmen, each fiercer than the last. Before setting out, Xiaoling had told the 3 of them, I'll leave your mother to you. Protect her well. So the little fellows absolutely would not allow other beastmen near Duo. The big black bear laughed and advised, take a rest. You've scared all the other beastmen away. The little wolves howled proudly. Suddenly, they saw several little bears playing ahead and were also eager to join them. Duo saw through their little thoughts and gently pushed the little wolves. She signaled that they could go play. The little fellows instantly howled excitedly. The big black bear also breathed a sigh of relief. Go on, your mother has me to protect her. The little wolves were so excited that they bounced and hopped as they ran toward the group of little bears. At that moment, a familiar voice sounded by Duoduo's ear. You're finally here. She looked up and saw that the green ball had suddenly appeared in midair. Duoduo's childhood playmate, the green ball, was actually the bone vine that possessed powerful energy. Duoduo's face was full of shock. Ball, is that you? As soon as the words left her mouth, she quickly covered it, afraid the big black bear would hear her speak. But Ball told her she could speak freely. I set up a shortcut. They can't hear our conversation. Duo tried calling Bear. The big black bear beside her indeed had no reaction. Ball said, I'm much stronger than before now. I can block sound within a certain range. Duo sighed. If only you had this ability before. Maybe I wouldn't have been sent to the sanatorium. It turned out that, after Duo was taken away as a child, Ball had always wanted to find her. But he was trapped in place and unable to leave, so he could only wait day after day. Only after gaining tremendous energy one day was he finally able to break free from his confinement. But after searching for a long time and meeting countless people, none of them were Duo. Duo suddenly trembled. Ball, you're the bone vine. Did you kill those girls? Ball hurriedly explained, I didn't kill them. After confirming they weren't you, I'll let them all go. On the contrary, those beastmen seized the girls I released and sealed me in this endless fiery hell. Duo gently stroked the sphere. What should I do to help you? Suddenly, with a bang, the sphere shattered into pieces. Ball transformed into a handsome man. He reached out and pointed at the sacrificial altar. Destroy it, then I'll be free. Duo was a little worried. If the seal is destroyed, will the city be swallowed by plants? Ball said calmly, I can control them. Once my power is fully released, it will be tens of millions of times stronger than it is now. Seeing Duo hesitate, Ball's face darkened. Why won't you agree? Are you the same as those beastmen? Then go to hell together. As he spoke, he suddenly grabbed back the sacred water stone. The big black bear sensed energy flowing behind him. He turned back and saw Duo standing blankly beside the stone. After returning home, the big black bear told Xiaoling about this. Today, at the sacred water pool, I sensed a strange force flowing. A strange force? Xiaoling was somewhat puzzled. The big black bear nodded. Yes. After Duo said something to the sacred water pool, that force disappeared. Xiaoling told him not to be suspicious over nothing, but the big black bear insisted he felt it had something to do with Duo. Xiaolong's gaze turned cold. Shut up. If this baseless speculation spreads, it will bring Duo great trouble. The big black bear's voice faltered. I'm only worried about Duo's safety. That night, after Duo finished bathing the wolf cubs, she collapsed tiredly into Xiaolong's arms. Xiaoling massaged her shoulders. Didn't you scoop up any crystals from the sacred water pool today? Hearing this, Duo sat up from his arms. I met a friend today. Xiaoling thought it was the chubby girl Yuan. But Duo explained, a friend I was separated from for many years. She told Xiaoling her origins in full detail. After saying these unbelievable facts, she had been worried that Xiaoling would not believe her. But Xiaoling had long known that she came from more than 2,000 years ago. Although this overturned common understanding, he chose to believe her without reservation. It's all in the past. I won't let you suffer any harm again. Duo's eyes reddened, and tears fell drop by drop. Seeing this, the little wolf cubs howled and came over to lick the tears from their mother's face, as if comforting her not to be sad. Duo was still uneasy. Do you really believe me? You won't think I'm mentally disturbed? Xiaoling smiled. Silly girl, how could I not believe you? Just your chicken catching technique alone clearly isn't something a female from the Beastman world would know. Duo was even more confused. I've never caught chickens in front of you. How did you know? Speaking of that, I already thought it was strange. It's like you installed cameras at home. Xiaoling broke into a cold sweat when he heard this. Duo immediately exploded with anger. You really installed them? You've been monitoring me every day? She immediately ordered the little wolves to launch a critical attack on their father. This is your punishment. You're not allowed to do that again. She had never imagined that the plants and beastmen of this world actually had a blood feud, and she still wanted Xiaoling to save the seal bone vine. Xiaoling decisively refused. The bone vine was one of the most dangerous plants in Beastman history. Its vines were stained with the blood of countless living beings. Duo took his tightly clenched hand. She said softly, Ball is the bone vine. He said he never harmed human girls and that it was all a misunderstanding. Xiaoling revealed a cold smile. He clearly did not believe Ball's claims. Duo repeatedly promised, Ball is my best friend. I believe him. He has already been sealed for more than 800 years. I really can't bear to watch him suffer. Xiaoling still had doubts. How can you be sure the bone vine is Ball? Maybe you've been caught in a plant's illusion. Duo's face darkened, and she became emotional. It's not an illusion. Ball is not an illusion. I'm sure he's Ball. Seeing her insist so strongly, Xiaoling finally agreed. Duo looked at Xiaoling, who cared for her in every detail, and suddenly kissed him on the cheek. Xiaoling immediately blushed and asked softly, I still don't know your real name. Duo paused. My name is Baiyu. That's a beautiful name, like the moon in the sky, Xiaoling praised. Duo smiled. I still prefer you calling me Duo. Keep calling me that from now on. As she spoke, the two were about to kiss lightly, but the little wolves howled and gathered around them. Duo shyly hid by the bathtub. Oh my, this bathtub is a little dirty. I'll wipe it. A few days later, the wolf cubs turned 1 month old and were weaned. After weaning, they could only eat with shavings soaked in water. Duo worried they would not be able to digest it. Reality proved her worries were unnecessary. After the little wolves ate the wood shavings, they excitedly jumped up and down everywhere. Duo thought they felt unwell after eating wood. Xiaoling explained, wood contains a lot of energy. It's normal for cubs to get excited the first time they eat it. After they digest most of the energy and condense the remaining energy, they can complete their first transformation. Duo was pleasantly surprised. So the cubs will turn into human form tonight? But the little wolves made trouble for several hours and still did not transform. Xiaolang said, the cubs have to use up all the energy before they can transform. Otherwise, during transformation, their bodies will burst. Duoduo's heart tightened. It's that dangerous? Then you should feed them less. Isn't it enough as long as they can transform? But Xiaolang shook his head. Feeding too little will cause insufficient energy. Even if the transformation succeeds, their bodies will be very weak in the future. Duo was instantly speechless. For the little wolf's future, she could only listen to Xiaolang. The cubs are so strong. They can definitely get through it, right? Xiaolang looked proud. Of course. After all, they're my Xiaolongs. Before long, all the little wolves collapsed from exhaustion. Duo wanted to go forward, but Xiaolang held her back. Don't go. The cubs are about to transform. The little wolves' bodies emitted golden light. One little wolf suddenly raised his head and howled, slowly standing up. Sparks and lightning crackled all over his body. Duo nervously clenched her fists. She watched the little wolf bend his forelegs slightly and leap up with a whoosh. In the blink of an eye, he turned into human form and threw himself into her arms with a hum. Looking at the adorable little wolf boy, Duoduo's face was full of disbelief. It's the eldest. Xiaolang took the child and checked his body. Duo looked at father and son and felt they were simply carved from the same mold. Seeing the eldest easily playing with their mother, the second and third could no longer hold back. They raised their heads and howled, standing up with a whoosh. The next second, they also transformed into human form. Duo was overjoyed. She embraced the 3 children. Wonderful. All the cubs transformed successfully. She had never imagined that little wolf cubs had to eat with scraps in order to transform into human form. Outside the room, the big black bear was as anxious as an ant on a hot pan. Only when he saw that all the little wolves had successfully turned into human form did his hanging heart finally settle. The eldest was named Lang Duan, the second Lang Ying, and the third Lang Jing. On the morning of the 4th day, someone in Lion Yu's home rushed in, badly shaken. Boss, there's a wolf outside. Lion Yu said impatiently, I told you, we don't accept wolf beasts. Tell him to get lost. The one who had come was Xiaolang. He had something to ask Lion Yu to do. Elsewhere, Duo was playing with the little wolves. She thought that once Ball was saved, the whole family could go to a safer city district. Just thinking about it made her happy. At that moment, the door sounded. Seeing Xiaolang return, the little wolves scampered into his arms. The big black bear said he wanted to go to the forest tonight to train and stretch his muscles. Xiaolang told him to go tomorrow night instead. He'll take care of the children tonight. I need to go out with Duo. Duo's eyes lit up. Are we going to see Ball? Xiaolang nodded with a chuckle. Duo immediately ran out excitedly to prepare. The big black bear asked Xiaolang what he and Duo were going out to do, saying that if he could be of use, Xiaolang should just say so. Xiaolang nodded. The little wolves all climbed onto the big black bear, clamoring that they wanted to play. The big black bear picked them up. Good cubs. Bear Dad will play with you later. Xiaolang smiled. The children are very close to you. You're a trustworthy, good teammate. Before long, Xiaolang brought Duo to the sacrificial grounds. Duo asked, how do we get in? Is there a small path? Xiaolang shook his head. No, there are patrols outside 24 hours a day. Not even a fly can get in. Duo was speechless. Then why are we here? We'll be discovered as soon as we show ourselves. Xiaolang chuckled. So we'll go through the main entrance. Duo was full of question marks. Isn't that throwing ourselves into the net? Don't worry, I'm not stupid, Xiaolang said calmly. It turned out he had called Lion Yu over and asked him to bring them through the main entrance. Lion Yu growled quietly. Why did you bring Duo too? Females will scream if they're outside. Duo was secretly shocked. It's this bad, Lion. Xiaolang pretended to be helpless. Duo insisted on coming with me. I had no choice. Looking at the delicate and lovely Duo, Lion Yu was utterly bewitched. Seeing this, Xiaolang carried Duo aside. Duo won't scream. Stop dawdling, and we won't be discovered. Lion Yu's mouth twitched. He could only bring them inside. Duo asked Xiaolang in confusion why he had looked for him. Xiaolang explained, he's one of the leader's direct subordinates and is responsible for guarding the sacrificial altar. Only he has a way to let us in. Duo was still uneasy. But he's so bad. Aren't you afraid he'll harm us? Xiaolang smiled. Do you know what a donkey is? As long as you hang food in front of it, it will follow and run. Lion Yu is greedy and stupid. I merely hung bait in front of him that he can see but cannot eat. Lion Yu swaggered into the sacrificial grounds, but he was stopped by 2 guards. He roared angrily, if you don't want to die, get lost. The terminal on Xiaolong's arm rang. It was Lion Yu notifying them to go over. He also reminded them to come out quickly after scooping up the golden stones. If they stayed too long, they would be discovered. Xiaoling carried Duo into the sacrificial grounds. They hurried to the sacred water stone. Duo called softly, "Ball, I'm here. Come out quickly." But Xiaoling felt something was wrong and urged Duo to leave quickly and come back another day. Just as he turned to run, the sacred water stone suddenly bubbled. The next second, a tornado shot out with a rumble. A voice sounded, "Brother Wolf, why are you leaving just after arriving?" Xiaoling was startled. He immediately sent a message to the big black bear at home, telling him to quickly pack their luggage and bring the children to meet them outside the city. The leader had long been waiting at the sacred water pool for them to throw themselves into the net. Xiaoling put Duo aside. He told her to hide quickly and not come over, then shouted at the leader, "We merely broke into the sacrificial grounds at night. That shouldn't be a capital crime, right?" The leader sneered coldly. "Once you've seen me, you can't leave." Xiaoling understood that with his current strength, he could not defeat the other party at all. Just as he wanted to secretly send a message calling for reinforcements, he was stopped by the leader. The leader laughed loudly. "There's no need to call someone to collect your corpse so quickly." It turned out that the leader had been absorbing energy from the sacred water stone every day, accelerating the burning of the boundary fire. This caused the boundary to loosen ahead of time. After Xiaoling learned all this, he was instantly furious. "You actually disregarded Peace City's safety just to obtain energy. You don't deserve to be the master of city at all." The leader's gaze darkened. With a wave of his large hand, he said, "Since you already know, then go on your way in peace." Along with a deafening boom, balls of flame suddenly attacked. The fourth row instantly exploded. Duo coughed from the smoke and dust. A drop of blood fell on her face. She wiped the blood from her face, her heart filled with worry. This was Xiaoling's blood. Xiaoling was no match for the lion leader and was in mortal danger. Duo, standing nearby, was so anxious she was at a loss. Suddenly, Ball's voice sounded by her ear. "Destroy the formation core, and you can release me." Duo had a flash of inspiration. The bone vine was so powerful, he would surely be able to help Xiaoling. Ball pointed out the formation core's location, and Duo immediately rushed over. She hammered hard at the edge of the sacred water pool and shouted. Xiaoling instantly understood. Duo wanted him to smash the sacred water stone. The core was right beneath it. Seeing this, the leader thought Duo was telling Xiaoling to hide inside the sacred water stone and sneered, "What a good female. After you die, I'll definitely find her an even better male." Xiaoling's fangs ground together with a cracking sound. He charged fiercely toward the sacred water stone. Only then did the leader realize he intended to shatter it. Something was wrong. How did he know the core was here? The leader hurried forward to stop him, but it was already too late. Xiaoling rushed to the center of the pool and smashed the formation core with one punch. Ball seized the opportunity and instantly broke through the core, roaring out. The ground split open. Duo cried out anxiously, "Ball, stop!" Xiaoling reached out and pulled her into his arms. Duo was terrified. "Ball seems to have lost control. He won't listen to me." Xiaoling said in a low voice, "Don't worry about that. I've already told Big Black Bear to meet us outside the city. Once we leave Peace City, we'll be safe." Countless bone vines broke through the ground. The leader was completely dumbfounded. It was over. Everything was over. Seeing Xiaoling carry Duo and prepare to flee, killing intent appeared on the leader's face. He transformed into a tornado and came sweeping in viciously. Xiaoling's heart tightened. If they were pulled in, they would be dead. He wanted to entrust Duo to the bone vine, but Duo clutched his collar tightly. Her eyes were firm. She wanted to live or die with him. The leader struck with all his strength. "Die, sinners of Peace City." With a thunderous boom, the ground split into deep chasms. Xiaoling clung desperately to the cliff wall, trying to climb up, but his leg injury was too severe. His arm was broken too, and he could not hold on for long. Duo gritted her teeth, filled with guilt. "I am sorry. It's all my fault. I insisted on coming to save Ball. I drag you into this." Xiaoling gently kissed her forehead. "It's not your fault. We have to survive. The cubs are still waiting for us." He dragged Duo upward with all his strength, letting her climb first. But the cliff ledge was too short, and she nearly fell. Xiaoling's gaze was gentle but resolute. "I'll help you." He used every last bit of strength to fling Duo up onto the cliff. But he suddenly lost his grip. His hand slipped, and he fell straight into the abyss. In the instant he fell, every moment he had shared with Duo flashed through his mind. Though he was unwilling, seeing Duo safely climb onto the cliff left him with no regrets. Duo, you must live well. After Xiaolang fell from the cliff, the Bone Vine Dragon completely destroyed Peace City. Big Black Bear tried to take Duo and the wolf cubs away amid the chaos, but was intercepted by the leader, who seized Duo and the children. The leader reported to the capital, claiming that Xiaolang had colluded with the Bone Vine and destroyed the pathway without authorization, causing tens of thousands of Beastmen to flee into the forest. He also falsely claimed Xiaolang had been executed on the spot. He further slandered Xiaolang and his accomplices, saying they had committed a heinous crime for the rare female Duo, who had undergone atavism without battle and was rumored to be able to change beast form female genes. The capital leader ordered the disaster victims to be settled first. As for Duo, he had other arrangements. Meanwhile, the Beastmen of Peace City hid in the forest, and the little wolves were among them. The human females and males from the development center were mixed among them too. One Beastman complained resentfully, "Look at those human males. They're as thin and hard as chewed up wood. No wonder female genes are getting worse." Another chimed in, "Didn't the leader say he'd send Duo to the breeding department? If such a precious female could be made available." Hearing this, the little wolves' fangs ground in anger. They picked up stones and threw them at the Beastman, spouting filth, roaring with red eyes. "Bad beast." The Beastman raised a ladle to strike, but a large hand stopped him. "Stop. He's only an unweaned child." The newcomer was Dwudwa's personal doctor. The Beastman was unconvinced. The leader said Xiaolong's female was going to be sent to the breeding department. Dr. Bao snapped angrily. "The leader has issued a new order. Duo is too precious and cannot be sent to the breeding department. Everyone had better watch what they say." He handed food to the little wolf and rubbed his head. "Good child, take the food to your mother." The little wolves handed the food to Duo, but her mind was full of thoughts of how to escape with the cubs. The forest was too dangerous. Even if they escaped, they might be devoured by plants. The more she thought, the more chaotic her mind became. Xiaolong's figure lingered in her mind, and tears streamed down her face. "Mommy," the little wolves urged her again and again. "Stop bothering me." Duo impatiently pushed away the food they offered. The little wolves froze. "Why'll Mom not eat?" Just then, a Beastman beside them said females liked lotus seed pods, and would scraps were hard to swallow. The eldest's eyes lit up. He told the second and third to protect Mom, then ran off to pick lotus seed pods. He mustered his courage and jumped into the pond, but a crocodile slowly swam over. Duo heard someone shout that a cub had been taken by a crocodile, and her heart clenched. The little wolf had jumped into the pond to pick lotus seed pods for Duo, only to be dragged into the water by the crocodile. When Duo heard the news, she rushed to the pond. Seeing the little wolf covered in wounds, her heart tightened. Heartbroken, she pulled him into her arms. Big brother, big brother." The second and third stood around them, full of worry. After Dr. Bao examined him, he found that the little wolf's tendons and bones were all broken. Even a light touch to the wounds caused piercing pain. Dwudwa's eyes reddened, aching with distress. Dr. Bao asked the Beastman who had rescued the little wolf, "How did the child fall into the pond?" The Beastman explained. "He jumped in himself. It looked like he wanted to pick lotus seed pods. As soon as he reached out, the crocodile dragged him down." When Duo heard this, tears surged out and guilt filled her heart. It was all because she had not eaten the food the little wolf brought back. That was why he had risked his life picking lotus seed pods and nearly died. The medical staff nearby discussed it. "There are no conditions for surgery now. We can only amputate to save his life." Duo begged Dr. Bao to heal the little wolf no matter what. Dr. Bao said in a low voice, "We're not far from Peace City. If we return, there may still be hope." At this moment, the leader walked over and sneered. "Have you gone mad? I'm afraid before you even enter the city, you'll be smashed into paste by the Bone Vine." He glanced at the injured little wolf and thought selfishly, "This is Xiaolong's strongest cub. It would be better if he died." Duo glared at him fiercely, startling the leader so badly his heart jolted. "Doctor, please ask the leader to send 2 strong beastmen to protect us. I'm willing to take the child back to the city and try." The leader waved his hands repeatedly. If you want to die, I won't stop you, but I won't send anyone else. Hurry and amputate. Duo was unwilling. She shouted, "You can't amputate. We'll go back to the city. Please save my child." When everyone heard this, their jaws dropped in shock, and they stared at her as if she were a monster. This female could speak normally? The doctor asked Duo curiously, "Is your intelligence normal?" Duo immediately shut her mouth, her heart leaping into her throat. The leader looked somewhat disappointed. He told everyone to disperse, then instructed Dr. Bao that this was important and that he should carefully examine Duo's condition. Duo gathered her courage and shouted in a clear voice, "That's right. My intelligence is normal." Everyone felt as if they had been struck by thunder. They were beyond shocked. The leader threw his head back and laughed wildly. The heavens bless us Beastmen by sending us such a precious female. Duo encouraged herself in secret. She could not retreat. She had to fight for a slim chance of survival for the eldest. She took a deep breath and said firmly, "Send the little wolf back to the city for treatment right now. Otherwise, I will not cooperate with your research." The leader sneered, "That isn't up to you. I'll send you to the reproduction department and have you combine with human males to produce healthy offspring." He ordered Dr. Bao to amputate the little wolf immediately so they would not delay traveling at night. Duo's heart trembled. She had not expected even Dr. Bao to be powerless. Just as the leader was about to turn away, Duo immediately stepped forward. "Don't go. If you don't send the eldest back to the city, I'll tell everyone what you said at the sacrificial grounds." Before she finished, there was a boom, and she found herself unable to move. The leader's heart grew even more twisted. This female could even lie and threaten people. Her research value was too high. The second and third rushed forward and shielded their mother tightly. The leader ordered people to separate the little wolf and Duo and care for them separately. Dr. Bao stepped forward and said, "She's more familiar with me. Let me do it." He promised Duo he would take good care of the little wolf. As he spoke, he reached out to take the little wolf from her arms. "Don't come over." Duo suddenly became emotional. The next second, a gust of wind swept past with a whoosh. Duo and the little wolf vanished into thin air. It turned out that Ball, the bone vine, had saved them and even healed the little wolf. In her sleep, Duo dreamed of Xiaolong's parting words. Duo, live well with the children. She suddenly woke up. Seeing all the children by her side, her anxious heart eased halfway. She got up and asked the eldest little wolf, "How are your legs?" The little wolf jumped up and down. "They're better. They don't hurt anymore." Duo was both surprised and delighted. She asked how he had recovered. The little wolf smiled and answered, "A green long-haired uncle healed me." Duo realized Ball had saved the child and hurriedly said, "Thank you, Ball. Thank you for saving my child." But no one around her responded. She told the little wolf, "It was the bone vine who saved you. We must always remember this kindness." The little wolf nodded. Duo put down the little wolf and wanted to find something to eat. Suddenly, her heart lurched. She discovered that both her feet were buried in the soil. At that moment, Ball's voice sounded. "Your energy was exhausted, and you fainted. I buried your feet in the soil so you could absorb nutrients." The little wolf waved his small hand at Ball. Duo did not know whether to laugh or cry. "I really thank you, but I'm not a plant." Suddenly, footsteps sounded nearby. Duo's heart sank. This was bad. They had caught up. Duo had been rescued by Ball, the bone vine, but before long, a group of beastmen caught up. Duo got up to run, only to find her feet were still buried in the soil. The three little wolves quickly gathered around and helped dig her out, seeing the little ones working hard. The corners of Ball's mouth lifted slightly. With a pop, Duo's feet were pulled out of the soil. Seeing the beastmen approaching step by step, Duo quickly grabbed a wooden stick and told the little wolves to hide behind her. She shouted angrily, "Come on, you bunch of scum!" But the beastmen passed straight by her as if they had not seen her at all. At that moment, Ball walked up behind her. "I set up a barrier. They can't detect you." Duo let out a long breath. "You should have said so earlier. You scare me to death." The leader thought Duo and the little wolves had been taken away by Big Black Bear using Earth Escape magic, so he immediately ordered the entire area to hunt down Big Black Bear. Duo saw this from the shadows and was furious. "Ball, let's take this chance to kill the leader." Ball's eyes turned cold. He was just about to rush forward when the leader suddenly turned his head. But there was not a single figure around. Duo walked from day until night, then collapsed from exhaustion. We haven't eaten all day. I can't walk anymore. Hearing this, Ball immediately controlled the plants to dig holes in the ground. Duo was speechless. Why are you digging holes? We're animals. We need to eat food to replenish energy. She asked Ball to help find some edible wood. Suddenly, a large snake shot out without warning. Her hair stood on end in fright, and she quickly covered the little wolves' mouths. Don't make a sound. Don't draw its attention. The next second, the large snake suddenly moved right in front of her. The mother and 3 sons were so scared they nearly wet themselves. Duo thought they had been discovered. Holding the little wolves, she turned and ran. Ball, use your vines to stop it. But Ball remained calm and did not move. Duo was full of confusion. Had the big snake left? Ball explained, my barrier has been active the whole time. Animals and plants can't detect us. Duo's mouth twitched. She had almost forgotten that. Ball wanted to take Duo back to Peace City. But Duo shook her head. Big Black Bear still doesn't know I escaped. He'll definitely go looking for the leader. That's too dangerous. We need to go to the nearest safe city and contact him. Ball asked, who is Big Black Bear? Is he important to you? Thinking of everything Big Black Bear had done for her, Duo said seriously, he is our most important companion. I can't just watch him fall into danger because of me. Ball was silent for a long while, then turned to find food for Duo. Suddenly, one little wolf fainted from hunger. Duo hurriedly fed him. Ball happened to return with food. Seeing this, he flew into a rage. He controlled vines to lift the little wolf high into the air. Duo's heart tightened. Ball, let go of the eldest. Only then did Ball release him. Duo hurriedly caught the little wolf. Fortunately, the little one was unharmed. She questioned him. Are you crazy? Why did you attack the eldest? Ball frowned tightly. He was eating you. Duo froze in embarrassment. She stammered, This is how animal cubs replenish energy. Just look away. Ball withdrew his vines, still utterly confused. Watching the little wolves munch on the wood scraps Ball had brought back, Duo smiled with relief. Little third, don't step on the basket holding the food. If Dad sees, he'll spank you again. As soon as she thought of Xiaolang, tears fell again despite herself. Ball reached out and wiped away the teardrops on her cheek. You're crying. Duo rubbed her eyes. No, Sangata my eyes. Ball pinched the tears on his fingers. It must be because the little wolf bit you earlier and it hurt. With a cough, Duo sprayed the food from her mouth. She waved her hand to stop him. Stop. Let's end this topic here. She smiled awkwardly and changed the subject. Right? Is it all right for you to be away from your main body for so long? Ball said calmly, I can return to my main body at will. Teleportation? Duo's eyes lit up. Can you take me with you when you teleport? No. In places without a teleportation medium, I can only move forward slowly. As Ball spoke, he told Duo to hold out her hand. He placed a vine bracelet around her wrist. Duo asked in confusion, Is this the teleportation medium? As soon as she finished speaking, Ball suddenly vanished into thin air, and the barrier disappeared with him. Duo shuddered and nearly shouted, Ball, come back! After the barrier was turned off, countless surrounding plants had died or been injured. Not even a bit of shade was left. Duo was almost roasted like a suckling pig. While they were traveling, a group of Beastmen suddenly appeared ahead, startling her. She quickly hid behind Ball. It was too late to have Ball open the barrier now. The group of Beastmen greeted them first. Duo wanted Ball to ask for directions, but Ball said nothing and walked straight ahead. Duo hurriedly grabbed the basket on his back and babbled anxiously. Ball glanced at her and picked her up in one motion. Duo was speechless. I wasn't asking you to carry me. The Beastman thought the Bone Vine was a powerful Beastman and wanted to follow him through a shortcut back to the city. Duo wanted Ball to agree, but Ball ignored them. He used his mind to tell Duo, if you want to say something, say it directly. Stop making random noises. Duo froze. How was she supposed to communicate with thoughts? She did not know how. Then she suddenly remembered she had mental power. Maybe she could try. So she slapped both hands on a Ball's head and released her mental power. Ball, can you hear my thoughts? Ball rolled his eyes. Let go. What exactly are you trying to do? At that moment, a Beastman offered them a banana. Powerful one, please wait. We'll just follow beside you. We absolutely won't disturb you. Ball impatiently raised his hand, wanted to make them disappear. At the critical moment, Duo took the banana and babbled, road. They know the shortcut to the nearest safe city. Follow them, understand? Ball frowned tightly, then nodded. Duo breathed a sigh of relief. It seemed he understood. The beastmen cheered and led the way. The wolf cubs in the basket howled hungrily, and Duo fed them bananas. The leading beastman quickly advised, females and cubs can't eat raw bananas. They'll get indigestion. Duo took a bite of the banana to show it was fine. But the beastmen complained. The powerful one isn't stopping her either. He doesn't even have common sense about caring for females and cubs. Duo secretly grumbled that these beastmen were really talkative. Still, it proved they were safe. Before long, they arrived at Safe City. Wanted notices for her and Big Black Bear were posted on the city gate. Entering the city required scanning a personal terminal. Duo thought Ball did not have a terminal, so they would have to leave the crowd first and have him open a barrier to sneak in. Suddenly, one of the accompanying beastmen discovered she looked very much like the female on the wanted notice. Duo hurriedly pretended to have a stomachache and left them. She looked around on the street, wanted to find a house with internet access. Ball asked her through thought, "What are you looking for?" Duo pulled him along, babbling and not daring to speak. Ball frowned and handed over a crystal stone. Through thought, he asked, "Do you want this? Tell me." Duo was exhausted from traveling and really wanted to eat a crystal stone to replenish herself, but Ball deliberately refused to let her have her way. He threw the crystal stone away. My crystal stone." In her panic, she actually managed to speak through thought. Ball's mouth curved upward. "Not bad. You said that very well." Duo was overjoyed. From now on, she would not have to use hand signs and eye signals among beastmen. Ball nodded. "But you're still very weak right now. Only I can't hear you." As he spoke, he handed her a crystal stone. Duo took it and immediately stuffed it into her mouth. "I'll work hard and practice." Night fell, and they rented a house with internet access. The little wolves saw Mom and Ball exchanging looks without speaking and were full of question marks. Duo was using her mental power to sense the surroundings, wanting to become stronger as soon as possible and find Xiaoling, whose fate was unknown. The little wolves asked, "Mom, are you angry? Why aren't you talking or paying attention to us?" Duo laughed. "Mom is checking whether there's danger. I'm not angry." She comforted them. "It's safe around here. Once we contact Big Bear, we'll go live somewhere safe." The little wolves nodded. "We miss Big Bear so much." Ball's face nearby turned as dark as liver. He muttered to himself, "Who is that Big Bear? What an annoying name." Duo opened the computer and logged into Xiaolong's terminal account. The call would not connect, so she could only wait for Big Black Bear's reply, unaware that this had exposed their location. The Network Information Center had already captured the login address. She asked Ball to memorize the route to the capital. No one responded. She turned and was instantly dumbfounded. Ball had turned into a large vine sphere. She knocked on the sphere. An opening appeared in it. Ball was lying leisurely inside. He waved, "Come in and sleep." It turned out that after Ball rescued Duo and her sons, she had leaned on his shoulder that night, crying and trembling, unable to sleep no matter what. Only inside the vine sphere Ball made could she sleep peacefully. Ball smiled slightly. "The vine sphere is ready." "Kumain." Duo smiled awkwardly. "No need. That time was too cold. Now, there's heating and a bed indoors." Ball's face darkened. Duo quickly changed the topic. "Then we'll sleep later. First, help me memorize the route to the capital." Ball got up and waved his hand. "Small matter. Leave it to me." Duo went to bathe the little wolves. Hearing the little ones say they liked Bear Dad, Ball wondered what Dad meant. If they cared so much, it must be very important. He was filled with displeasure. If it was so important, why should that bear get to have it? One little wolf suddenly cried, "I like Ball. Is he Dad too?" Ball pricked up his ears to listen. Duo quickly waved her hands. No. Ball is just a friend. He's temporarily helping us find Big Bear. Sooner or later, we'll part ways." Hearing this, Ball flew into a rage and crushed the keyboard to pieces. That bear could be Dad. Why couldn't he? Duo was still bathing the wolf cubs when suddenly there was a thunderous boom and the entire house was instantly blown into ruins. Just now, she had told the little wolves Ball was not their dad, enraging him. He was burning with anger and had nowhere to vent when rustling noises came from outside the door. A group of beastmen surged toward them. Ball's eyes turned cold. Annoying, stinking bugs. With another loud boom, all the beastmen were blasted away. The house also became a pile of rubble. Duo held the little wolves, stunned in place. She used her mental power to sense the surroundings and detected another group of beastmen coming to capture them. She quickly got up with the little wolves and tried to run. As soon as she stood, a group of beastmen appeared before her. but they seemed unable to see her and turned away. Duo instantly understood. Ball had opened a barrier to protect them. She quickly fled into the forest. The little wolves cried, "Mom, Ball hasn't followed us yet." Duo explained, "Ball has been here the whole time. We were able to escape smoothly thanks to his barrier. It's just that he consumed too much mental power, so he probably can't maintain his spirit body." She knew clearly that she could only rely on herself for the road ahead. After traveling all day, Duo rested on the spot. Ball, who had been hiding in the shadows, muttered to himself, "If I can't be Dad, that bear shouldn't even think about being Dad either." Duo had been walking for 2 days, but the surrounding woods all looked exactly the same. She had clearly lost her way. "Ball, are you there? Tell me which way to go." There was silence all around. No one answered. She sighed deeply. This time, she was afraid they would die trapped in the forest. The little wolves were so thirsty their throats were smoking. Duo told them to hold on a little longer. They had not found any water along the way. Suddenly, with a thud, a fruit fell in front of them. The little wolves' eyes lit up. They leaped out of the basket. "Wait!" Duo hurriedly shouted, picked up the fruit, and examined it carefully. She had never seen this fruit before. It smelled cloyingly sweet. Worried it might be poisonous, she threw it away. The little ones pouted, their stomachs growling with hunger. Duo could not bear it. She gritted her teeth and decided to nurse the cubs, who had already been weaned. The little wolves ate and drank their fill, then slid down from their mother in embarrassment. They swiftly climbed back into the basket. Duo's vision suddenly went dark. She fell straight down. Ball, the bone vine, rushed forward. With a thud, he caught the unconscious Duo. The little wolf's eyes filled with tears, worried something had happened to Mom. Ball took out a crystal stone and fed it to her. After eating the crystal stone, Duo's complexion immediately improved greatly. "Yeah, wake up." Ball gently patted her cheek, but she still did not wake. Ball's expression darkened. Why isn't she waking up? She used to wake up with just one pat. Afraid Duo might die, just like that. He quickly fed her another crystal stone, patting her cheek while secretly blaming himself. "I cleared away all the dangers on this road for you. I only made you unable to find the way because I wanted you to know how important I am." He shook Duo hard and finally broke down, shouting, "Yeah, I was wrong. Don't die." Duo suddenly opened her eyes and said dazedly, "Cubs, stop fussing. Let Mom sleep a little longer." After saying that, she fell fast asleep again, still mumbling that she would go find Bear later. Ball secretly breathed a sigh of relief. He told the little wolves to take good care of their mother, then conjured a rain of bananas for them. Then he vanished again with a whoosh. Meanwhile, at the leader's residence in the capital, Big Black Bear came to the door and roared angrily, "Hand over Duo." The leader sneered, "Stupid bear. Don't act like a thief," crying, "Stop thief. You're the one who should hand over Duo." He ordered them to take down Big Black Bear. Big Black Bear's eyes widened, and he transformed into beast form, knocking away the small fry one by one. But the leader's expression did not change. Big Black Bear roared and charged at him. The leader waved his hand, sending a surge that lifted the stones from the ground. The stones smashed into Big Black Bear one after another. The leader thought he had restrained him and ordered his Beastman subordinates to attack together. But before these small fry could make a move, they were beaten into pig heads. Big Black Bear shattered the stones restraining him and howled toward the sky, "Hand over Duo." Suddenly, he sensed Duo's aura and felt she was nearby. At this moment, the Beastmen launched a fierce attack on him. For Duo, he risked his life to break out of the encirclement. For the sake of returning, Xiaolang made a domineering comeback. Time returned to 3 days earlier. Duo's group had arrived at the city of exile, only to be stopped outside the city by a group of beastmen. The leading scar-faced beastman strode forward. Big Black Bear quickly shielded Duo behind him. Scarface narrowed his eyes, clearly setting his sights on Duo. He wanted to capture her and offer her to the captain. Big Black Bear picked up Duo and prepared to force his way into the city. Scarface hurried to block him. The beastmen beside him jeered, "Chest Bear, teach them the rules of our city of exile properly." Scarface grinned and warned them, "If you want to enter the city, you have to get past me first. Otherwise," Big Black Bear's face darkened. "Otherwise what?" Scarface pointed at Duo. "Otherwise, the female belongs to us, and you die." As soon as he finished speaking, Big Black Bear suddenly summoned a huge stone, shocking everyone so badly their scars nearly fell off. It was energy materialization. Big Black Bear jumped onto the huge stone, his whole body exuding intense, killing intent. If you don't want to die, move. Everyone quickly opened a path. Watching Big Black Bear and the others swagger into the city, Scarface roared furiously. Stop right there. I wasn't ready just now. He wanted the fox Beastman beside him to help, but the fox merely stretched lazily. I don't do stupid things like that. I haven't lived long enough yet. Scarface rolled his eyes. The cunning fox had long since seen that not only was Big Black Bear extremely strong, but even the seemingly unremarkable bone vine ball had unfathomable energy. There was no need to seek death. Only Scarface remained unconvinced. He shot an arrow with a whoosh. Big Black Bear's pupils shrank. He controlled a stone to block it steadily. Hey, you're not the only Beastman here who can materialize energy. Scarface grinned wildly. We'll see. Big Black Bear gave him a death glare, and Scarface was so frightened he turned and ran. One Beastman came over and advised them, you'd better be careful from now on. He's a repeat offender when it comes to stealing females. He must have taken a fancy to your female. Big Black Bear looked disdainful. He's not capable of much, but their captain is an extraordinary powerhouse. He even broke through and materialized fire-type energy. Duo was secretly shocked. So powerful? They had to find a way to form an alliance with him. The Beastman led them into the city and to the center of Stone Mountain. If you like that good spot in the center, just go seize it. That's what strong people do. Big Black Bear waved him off. He walked to a cliff wall and punched it hard. The wall instantly cracked open into a cave. The environment here was good, and it was close to water. It was just right for living. At that moment, wolf howls sounded nearby. The little wolves immediately pricked up their ears. They also howled in response. Big Black Bear quickly covered their mouths. You can't answer casually here. Be careful not to invite trouble. The little wolves pointed toward the source of the sound and cried, Dad. It turned out Xiaoling was not dead, and he had heard the little wolves' response. Only, he had already lost his memory. At this moment, a yellow-haired beastman came to report, Captain, today, a bear beastman who can materialize energy arrived, and he brought a female. A female? Xiaoling asked in confusion. Yes. She looks small and thin, but her eyes are very clever. She's different from other females. Xiaoling immediately became interested. Then I'll have to meet them. Half a month later, the leader led a group of beastmen to the city of exile, intending to capture Duo and the others alive. Their movements were discovered by the guards, who immediately returned to the city to report. The city of exile urgently held an election for a temporary leader. Duo thought that if Big Bear could be elected, he could command the entire city of exile. But Big Black Bear did not want to join in the excitement. Duo knew this honest bear disliked standing out. So she held his hand, coaxing and praising him. Go on, please. I believe you can definitely win. If you're elected, we can use the power of the city of exile. Big Black Bear thought that made sense. So he agreed. They arrived at the arena, and everyone made way for them. The beastmen on the stage were fighting fiercely. Big Black Bear could tell at a glance that the wolf was powerful. His opponent was burned to ashes by his fire attack. Duoduo's scalp went numb watching it. She whispered to Big Black Bear, let's go back. It's too dangerous. On the stage, Xiaoling threw his head back and laughed wildly. Big Black Bear's heart trembled. Xiaoling shouted toward the crowd below, I hate lions the most. I lost control for a moment. Who's next? Seeing his appearance, Duo froze instantly and could not help calling out, Xiaoling. Big Black Bear quickly covered her mouth. Xiaolong's ears twitched. He looked curiously at Duo below the stage. He slowly walked up to her. I heard you calling me just now. Xiaoling. Duo covered her mouth, her eyes reddening. The other person's appearance and voice were exactly the same as Xiaolong's. She involuntarily reached out and gently stroked his cheek. I finally get to see you again, Xiaoling. Duo and Xiaoling were finally reunited, but he had already lost his memory. Duoduo's eyes reddened. She gently touched his cheek. Seeing this, Big Black Bear hurriedly pulled her away. He isn't Xiaoling. Let's go home. Duo came back to her senses. That was right. Xiaoling was not this brutal. But could there really be someone in the world who looked this much like him? Xiaoling frowned tightly and asked Big Black Bear, Who are you? Scarface squeezed forward. Captain, he's that bear beastman who can materialize earth element energy. We should teach him a proper lesson. If you want a duel, make an appointment for later. Big Black Bear said fiercely. My female was frightened. I'm taking her back now. Xiaoling sneered. Your female? I'm afraid you won't be able to take her away. Come up and fight me. Whoever wins gets this female. How about it? I'll fight you. Big Black Bear thought to himself. If I don't beat him, he'll definitely keep harassing us later. Duo wanted to stop him, afraid Big Black Bear could not defeat him. But Big Black Bear suddenly planted a kiss on her forehead. Don't worry, I'll definitely win. Xiaoling was choked by this sudden display of affection and urged, hurry up, stop dawdling like an old woman. Big Black Bear's gaze sharpened, and with a whoosh, he transformed into beast form and launched a fierce attack. But within only a few rounds, he was defeated. Fortunately, the Bone Vine Ball acted in time and saved his life. Duo secretly thought that this living king of hell's abilities were definitely above Xiaolong's, and he was also cold-blooded and brutal. When he tore Beastman apart, he did not hesitate at all. Xiaoling was not that violent. Xiaoling brought Duo and the little wolves to his territory. Duo still held on to a fantasy. Could he have suffered serious injuries and lost his memory, causing his personality to change so drastically? No matter what, as long as he was alive, that was enough. The little wolves gathered around. Mom, is this Dad's room? Mom isn't sure either. He may just look like him. A little wolf picked up a piece of animal hide and sniffed it. But this place is full of Dad's scent. Duo was stunned. Just as she was about to speak, Ball suddenly appeared. Ball! Ball! The little wolves cried out. Duo quickly made a shushing gesture, afraid the people outside would hear. Ball said, I opened a shortcut. They can't hear us. Duo asked about Big Black Bear's condition. Ball said calmly, he wanted to chase after you, so I knocked him out and carried him back. Duo let out a long sigh. If he had chased after her, he would only have been throwing his life away. Is that Wolf Beastman the Xiaoling you were talking about? Ball asked. Duo shook her head. I'm still not sure. He fell into a sea of fire back then. He may have been badly injured and lost his memory. I need time to investigate. Ball rubbed her head. You go investigate. I'll stay here and protect you. Just then, Xiaoling lifted the curtain and walked in. His gaze suddenly froze. Duo was sitting alone by the window, looking especially moving. The corners of his mouth lifted. This little female was rather interesting. Dad! The little wolves gathered around him. They called out warmly, and Xiaoling froze. What did you call me? Duo had already instructed them that once the king of hell came in, they should enthusiastically call him Dad. She wanted to test him. Xiaoling loved the children so much. If he heard them call him, he would surely be moved. Seeing Xiaoling reach toward the little wolf, Duo was filled with expectation. Unexpectedly, he grabbed the little wolf up in one hand. Your dad is Xiaoling, right? Do I really look that much like him? Duo hurriedly snatched the little wolf back. Xiaoling sneered. You're quite protective of your cubs. He sat down beside Duo. Where is Xiaoling? Dead? It doesn't matter. Follow me, and you'll forget him soon enough. As he spoke, he burst into loud laughter. Xiaoling, Duo called out subconsciously. Xiaoling instantly froze. Duo stepped forward and placed her hand on his shoulder. It's Duo. She cupped his cheeks with both hands. Could it be, Xiaoling, that you have no impression of this name at all? Xiaoling grabbed her hand. You really know me? Duo's heart skipped a beat. What did he mean by that? Had he really lost his memory? Before she could react, Xiaoling kissed her cheek. The familiar feeling made her heart tremble. It was Xiaoling, no mistake. At the critical moment, Ball suddenly walked in. Yeah, do you like him? Duo jolted sharply. She quickly pushed Xiaoling away. The gray wolf had gotten close to Duo without a word. At the critical moment, hurried footsteps came from outside the door. Chief, the enemy vanguard is less than 10 miles from us. Xiaoling immediately flew into a rage. Those bastards ruined my good time. As he spoke, there was a boom, and he blasted the Beastman who came to report flying away. He ordered everyone to gather at the city gate. Then he told 2 Beastmen to take Duo to the hidden chamber. Scarface began to have crooked thoughts. He took the initiative and stepped forward. Boss, I'll guard the hidden chamber. Xiaoling slapped his lecherous face. She is mine. You're not allowed to touch her. After warning him, he turned and left. Scarface stared straight at Duo, licking his drool, his face full of evil intent. He took Duo to the hidden chamber. Several other females were locked up there as well. Duo did not understand. Why had Xiaoling captured so many girls? Scarface's wicked desire grew stronger. Seeing that the other Beastmen also had improper thoughts toward Duo, Scarface pushed them all out. Then he turned and pounced toward Duo like a starving wolf. At the critical moment, the Bone Vine Ball whipped him down. Ball wanted to kill him on the spot. Duo signaled him not to and stepped forward first, slapping Scarface hard across the face. The guards at the door heard the commotion and began pounding on the door frantically. Xiaolang sensed something was wrong and immediately turned back. "What are you doing? Where is that spotted leopard?" "He's giving the females water." Xiaolang's eyes turned cold. He kicked the door open. Duo immediately curled up in the corner, trembling all over and pretending to be afraid. Xiaolang's expression darkened. He grabbed Scarface by the neck. "I said, whoever dares touch her dies." With a boom, Scarface was instantly burned into charcoal. Duo shut her eyes tightly, not daring to look. Xiaolang walked up to her. "Don't be afraid. Be good. I won't burn you." As he spoke, he extended his blood-soaked hand. Duo was so frightened that she hurriedly dodged away. A fox Beastman beside him handed him a handkerchief and reminded him that he should go to the city gate. Xiaolang flung the handkerchief onto his face, then picked Duo up and kept her by his side before feeling reassured. The little wolves were handed over to other beastmen to look after. The enemy army was beaten back step by step. Many beastmen were burned to ash by Xiaolang. He sneered disdainfully. "A bunch of weaklings dare to besiege the city of exile." He looked toward Duo, who was hiding off to the side and waiting silently. An inexplicable sense of familiarity surged in his heart. It seemed as if someone had waited for him like this before. Suddenly, a whistling sound came. A powerful tornado rolled in. Xiaolang ordered the fox beastman to take Duo to a safe place. Duo's heart trembled. She recognized the tornado as the leader's doing. The leader ordered an attack, and countless wild beasts surged forward. He was grinning smugly when a large hand came howling toward him. The leader hurriedly used mental power to block it. Turning his head, he saw Xiaolang. He subconsciously dodged aside, his face filled with disbelief. "You're actually not dead, and your energy has materialized?" Xiaolang smiled coldly. "Looks like I found a reason I hate lion beastmen. Tell me, how well done do you want to be?" Seeing that the fox beastman was about to take Duo away, the leader had just ordered his subordinates to pursue them. When those beastmen were burned to ash by Xiaolang. "Oops, I accidentally overdid the attack. I'm afraid all your subordinates are off visiting the next world." Xiaolang mocked him until the leader's face twisted with anger. A fierce wind rose around him and transformed into a tornado. Duo was afraid Xiaolang would be in danger and wanted Ball to help. Xiaolang's fire attacks were sucked away by the tornado. A familiar sensation surged in his mind. It was as if he had once been swept up by this evil wind before. The leader controlled the tornado and surrounded him. Xiaolang's pupils contracted. With a boom, he broke out of the encirclement. Just as he landed, a wild wind rose behind him again. He dodged sideways. Then a group of wild beasts surged toward him. In the next second, green plant ropes shot out with whooshing sounds, and all the wild beasts were destroyed by vines. Xiaolang looked bewildered. "What the hell is this?" Seeing that the situation was bad, the leader assumed Xiaolang had colluded with the bone vine and immediately turned to run. Suddenly, a tail struck over and, with a bang, knocked him to the ground. Xiaolang stopped in his tracks and saw that the newcomer was the capital president. Thinking there were other enemy troops, and seeing that the president seemed even stronger than the lion, he wanted to eliminate him first. Just as he was about to attack, he saw the president step on the leader. "You caused me to lose over 1,000 elites. I'll settle this account with you when we get back." The leader inwardly cried that this was bad. If he went back, he would definitely be punished by everyone. He suddenly struggled up and pointed at Xiaolang. "He colluded with the bone vine. That's what caused such heavy casualties today." The president did not believe his one-sided accusation. He wanted to take him back for investigation. The leader was unwilling to accept it and actually tried to launch a sneak attack on the president. The president easily dodged his finger. With just a light wave of his hand, he knocked the leader out of his contracted beast form. Take him back to the capital. The president valued Xiaolang's abilities and wanted to recruit him. Xiaolang directly declined the offer. The president told him to think it over carefully, then escorted the leader away. At this moment, a rustling sound came. Xiaolang shouted, "Who's there? Come out." Ball gradually revealed a human form. Xiaolang narrowed his eyes. "You were the one helping me? Could it really be that I was the one who released you?" The one who released me was Yaya. You only contributed a little effort. Ball said, Yaya was afraid you would die, so she told me to come save you. When Xiaolang heard this, he felt a thrill from his toes to the top of his head. Yaya, my female? She told you to save me. Ball erupted in anger. Yaya is mine. Stay away from her. Xiaolang smiled coldly. Looks like you're not a friend. You're a love rival. I held Xiaolang and stepped into the sea. I wanted to perish together with him. Not long ago, the amnesiac Xiaolang abducted Duo. In the end, she was rescued by the Bone Vine Ball. Xiaolang flew into a rage and burned the Bone Vine's main body with one fire. Ball sensed that his main body had been burned. Duo immediately guessed that the alpha wolf in the fire chamber had set the blaze and told Ball to hurry over and put out the fire. Not long after Ball left, Xiaolang sent people to surround Big Black Bear and Duo. Hand over my female, and I'll let you die quickly, Xiaolang said coldly. Big Black Bear wanted to talk to him, but Xiaolang could not be bothered to listen and even ordered his men to kill Big Black Bear. Duo hurriedly protected Big Black Bear. Don't kill him. Big Black Bear was your former team member. We're family. Xiaolang bared his fangs. That male has already become your mate. Duo nodded and admitted it. Xiaolang's jealousy immediately surged. He instantly ordered them to attack. Big Black Bear controlled stones to form a barrier. Seeing this, Xiaolang's whole body ignited with raging fire, and with a boom, he shattered it. From among the broken stones, strands of bone vine suddenly emerged. Big Black Bear seized the chance to flash behind him. Xiaolang's eyes flashed, and he blocked Big Black Bear's attack. I'll get rid of you, Bear, first. On the other side, after Ball rescued Duo, he collapsed to the ground in the next second. His main body was being burned by intense flames. He was almost unable to withstand it. Duo felt Ball's body getting lighter and lighter, and she worried he would disappear. She immediately carried him on her back to put out the fire, but the fire was too fierce. She did not know what to do. Let me. As Ball spoke, he slightly raised his hand. In the next second, pouring rain fell from the sky. The fire Xiaolang had set was fire energy flame. It had to be extinguished with plant energy water. Suddenly, with a thud, the big silly bear fell straight in front of them. An iron rod was still stuck in his back. Duo was so anxious that she did not know what to do. Blood seeped from the corner of Big Black Bear's mouth. His voice choked as he said, Run. Duo cried at the top of her lungs. You'll be fine. I'll find someone to save you right now. At this moment, Xiaolang walked over. He can't be saved. From now on, you are my female alone. Ball quickly stepped forward and blocked him. Xiaolang said coldly, Get lost. The current you is no match for me. Ball's expression darkened. Yaya doesn't belong to you. Stay away from her. At this moment, Duo was sobbing uncontrollably. Bear, don't sleep. Wake up. Xiaolang muttered in his heart. How much does she like this bear to cry so sadly? Seeing Duo cry so miserably, Ball could not bear it. He stepped forward and pulled the iron rod out of Big Black Bear's back. Just as Duo tried to stop him, she saw Ball crush the plant energy water in his hand and sprinkle it over Big Black Bear's wound. The wound actually began to heal gradually. Ball comforted Duo. He still has a breath left. He won't die. Duo wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes. Ball had healing abilities. That was wonderful. The fox Beastman beside them wanted to step forward to stop him, but Xiaolang blocked him. Ball looked deeply at Duo. Yeah, are you happy when you're with them? Although I don't understand those actions, I also want to make you happy like they do. He felt as if he, too, had gained the emotions of animals. But none of that mattered. He only wanted Duo to be happy. Just then, Big Black Bear finally woke up. Duo's heart filled with joy, and she hurriedly helped him up. She had just turned around to thank Ball, but his figure was already gone. Duo's heart tightened. Ball must have exhausted his mental power and could no longer maintain human form. I have to put out the fire quickly. Big Black Bear suddenly touched a vine and felt that this was the bone vine's main body. At this moment, the fire burned more and more fiercely. Duo shouted toward the bone vine's main body. Please, hold on a little longer. I'll put the fire out as quickly as I can. Xiaolang stepped forward and said calmly, He's dead. Duo instantly lost control of her emotions. Impossible. He is the invincible bone vine. Ball won't die. Are you very reluctant? Let me notify everyone that the comic Cutest Little Wolf Cub is already nearing its ending. Although the amnesiac Xiaolang abducted Duo, burned the main body of the bone vine ball, and even nearly killed the big silly bear, his love for Duo had actually never changed. Even when Duo held him and jumped off the cliff, wanting to die together with him, Xiaolang still used the last of his strength, preferring to sacrifice himself to push Duo back up the cliff. When he was surrounded by the raging flames he had ignited himself, memories of the past suddenly flooded into his mind. As every moment he had spent with Duo surfaced one by one, he finally recovered his memory amid the flames. In the end, the bone vine saved him, and the family finally welcomed a happy life. The creator has already worked hard to secure a presentation of 90% of the full content. If you want to see the follow-up plot, first you need to download this app. Enter cutest little wolf cub in the search bar and tap search. The first result that pops up is it. Be careful not to type it wrong, or you won't be able to find it. Thank you all very much for your support and companionship all this time.